Good evening, everybody, and welcome to round 2 of the ORL Season 1 F2 League. I hope everybody is well. We are at Hanoi. Very fast, very twisty circuit. I believe it's going to be quite hilarious this evening to watch the drivers, well, let's put it bluntly, struggle to get round here. So tonight, as per usual, we are being joined in the commentary box by the one, the only, Silly. Silly.
Hello.
Here he is. Hello.
I did the Good Morning Vietnam thing. Did you not pick that up?
It didn't get picked up, Silly. You may do it again.
Good Morning Vietnam.
I think you're doing it so loud that your microphone does not like you.
That's possibly correct.
Yeah. Looking forward to what is going to be a really good F2 session. We've got a lot of drivers in the lobby this evening, a lot more than what we had at Albert Park. It's going to be the 30-minute qualifying session followed by the feature race and the reverse grid sprint race. And we know Hanoi. We know the weather can play a huge impact on this race.
We had a fantastic practice session back on, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? And we had actually drove the cars ourselves. What an amazing circuit this is. And I mean, I'm so looking forward to this race.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was great fun. I mean, speak for yourself about the result. Admittedly, I had a pretty horrible session, but yeah, those cars were so much fun to drive around there. I think we're just reaching just under 200 mile an hour on the main straight for a Formula 2 car. That's pretty damn quick.
It is indeed, yeah. And we did the F1 practice on Thursday, and we was expecting a lot more calamity than actually happened. So it bodes well for this session. It may be a tight, twisty circuit with a lot of difficult corners stolen from other tracks, but this race is I can't wait. I honestly can't wait.
Yeah, I'm in absolute agreement with that one. It's going to be hilarious fun. I believe we are just waiting on one more driver jumping into the lobby, and that'll be Sean, I think it is, and then we'll be good to go after that. We do have a few of the F1 drivers coming in, fill some empty spots, so that's pretty damn good of them, but we do mostly have an F2 grid this evening.
We do indeed, yeah, and as I'm looking at the drivers' standings here at the moment, Veitnam is on 35 points. Goblin in second place on 30 points. Both F1 drivers currently sitting in F2 as filler positions. Mr. Brown is the first top F2 driver, sitting on 19 points. Bert, another Formula 1 driver, on 19 points there. Dorasab, another F1 driver, on 14 points. Brandy can't get it done in Formula 1, but he's sat there on 14 points in F2 currently. Mark on 12 points. He's an F2 driver. Chazza was an F2 driver, has now been promoted to Formula 1. He's sat there on 7 points. And Craig, who's a solid F2 driver, just got himself a new setup. He's sat there on 1 point currently.
Yeah, some news from Craig. He does have the new setup, but he's not using it tonight. He's still just using the controller. I think he's kind of sharing the wheel with his missus at the moment, and it takes a bit of effort to transfer it across to his system, so he's going to stick out with the controller. But he's been banging in the laps this week. He's been literally head down trying to get the best out of what he can do, and he's been improving. So it'll be good to see what he can pull off.
Yeah, I have been watching my Steam friends quite a lot this week, and I've seen a lot of people sweating out Formula 1 2020. Especially on the Hanoi circuit, and Craig was one of them. He's put in a lot of hours, so I'm expecting big things from Craig this weekend. And it's a race of attrition. Can you last the full 50% distance in both of these races today without knocking a wheel off or a front wing or anything?
Yeah, exactly. And Hanoi with no runoff, there's little to no runoff in most areas. You're coming at a lot of tight corners onto fast straights. The car will get loose, and we've seen it in practice, especially myself, that the barrier will say hello every so often. And these Formula 2 cars, they like to go round on themselves, so throttle balance is everything around here. So it's not just going to be about knowing the track; it's going to be knowing your car. And we know what these F2 cars are like.
Yeah, the barriers are like people that have Patreons. It's, hello, can you touch me? Now I'm going to take your wheel.
Well, yeah, that's a pretty damn good analogy for that one. So it's going to be a case of, like, we may have, like, 16 drivers. Are we going to finish with 16 drivers?
Not a chance.
Not a chance. We are...
I'm saying if we get 10 finishers, we're going to be extremely lucky.
We will be, indeed. We are still waiting, I believe, on a couple of drivers joining the lobby, hence why the delay, so we apologise for that. We should have been kicked off a couple of minutes ago, but we do want to kind of give everyone a chance to jump in. I knew a few folk were coming home from work, so it was...
Would you like me to do a race rundown from the first race of the season?
Yeah.
I've got everybody's times, well, not times, but their finishing positions from the feature race and the sprint race.
Yeah, go for it.
So, in our first feature race, we had Veitnam that won, Goblin that came second, Mr. Brown was in third, Welshie, the creator of ORL himself, finished in fourth position there, Brandy in fifth, Dorisab in sixth, Chazza finished a solid seventh, still learning the game, obviously. Bert finished in eighth, Mark finished in ninth, and Craig, the strongest man on the in the field, finished last, holding everybody up. Then we get to the sprint race, where if you pay attention to these names, you'll look at it and see who are the strongest drivers in the field, actually, because Bert came from 8th in the feature race and finished first in the sprint race, obviously starting on pole and finished first as well. Goblin started from 7th, came up to 2nd place. Mark started in 9th, so started the race in 9th as well. Ended up a solid 3rd place. Veitnam in 4th after finishing pole in the feature race, which made him start an 8th in the actual sprint race. Dorisab in 5th, Brandy in 6th, Mr. Brown in 7th, Chazza in 8th, Welshie in 9th, and Craig in last place again, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately for Craig, he did have quite a few accidents. He got caught up in the turn 1 accident in this sprint race at Albert Park, and I think that kind of wrecked his chances straight away.
He did indeed, yeah, and he's still new. He's still learning the game. He's still learning the stuff of it. And like we just discussed prior to this conversation, he's put in a lot of hours. I'm expecting big things from Craig today.
Yeah, and it's just practice makes perfect, especially from Craig's point of view. And we are almost ready to go down to pit lane for the start of the 30-minute qualifying session. Let's see what the weather's going to bring. This is going to be fun.
Is it going to be overcast?
It is overcast, silly. As we go jump into the pit lane right now, it is looking very overcast. This is going to bode well for both races.
This looks like rain on the schedule. I may nip out of chat quickly and go and find one of the drivers to see if they can give us some information on what the weather holds.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see. If you can go down, just have a chat with some of the drivers, see what they say, come back, report what they are saying, because I think it's going to be interesting. Dan B. Hansen, loving the stream so far. Thank you very much for the support. We have just hit over 50 followers. We have run our 8th stream. This will be the 8th stream since kicking off only a couple of weeks ago. So we have hit the affiliate mark after this stream is over, and we couldn't have done it without you guys. So we appreciate that. Thank you very much for everybody's support, and we hope to keep this up for as long as humanly possible. So let's see, we are wanting lap data, as we have a few guys going out. We have Gusto31 out, Gabix is out. We've already got the set to 1 yellow flag, as Chaz has decided he's just going to park it on the Apex. His driver's got...
I've just got news from the pit lane. I've just been watching Christian Horner over his shoulder there. The qualifying session is dry, overcast but dry. The feature race is dry, but the sprint race is going to be a wet session.
Oh, yes. This is what we want to hear. So a good mix of weather. The sprint race with the reverse grid as well in the wet is going to be hilarious.
I was looking forward to this before. I'm looking forward to this even more. Yes, I am a poet.
And don't you know it?
I'm going to try not to show it.
Here we go. That's some beautiful. Shakespeare would be absolutely proud of you right there. So we've got quite a few drivers now out on the track. We're just following Nexus, one of our top Division 1 F1 drivers. He's joined us this evening for some extra fun. It's going to be good to see what he's like in the F2 cars. Because we know he's phenomenally faster than an F1 car.
Exactly, yeah. We've got 3 drivers on the field at the moment, or on the track at the moment, sorry, that are on medium tyres. We've got Brandy, Nelson and Venom all going on outlaps on the medium tyres. Oh no, sorry, Brandy's still in the pits, but has the medium tyres selected.
Right, so they may want to, start the session out, try to see what they can do on those medium-walled compound tyres, and then switch to the softs. I think the ones that are out at the moment are just going to try and early it out, just try and get out there as early as humanly possible, get a lap and maybe relax until the feature race.
With this kind of track temperature, are you better to be out this early, or are you going to be better out later on in the session? That's a difficult question to answer.
It really is. I mean, personally, I would have probably gone out early on the mediums, like a few of the drivers are doing, getting the beating in on the track. And then maybe with 6-7 minutes to go for a couple of quick ones on the softs, once there's a bit more rubbered in on the track.
Indeed, yeah. I was just watching on board Sean there on his outlap. He absolutely missed the braking point into one of the corners there, went right off into the runoff. He's come back onto the track. His tyres are not going to be up to speed by the time he gets round to start his flying lap.
Yeah, he'll probably not be happy about that. And the driver's going to have to be careful because, if they damage anything on their car, that's going to be an extended time in the pit lane, and they don't want to be doing that.
That's if you get lucky, these walls are so tight, if you rub it a little bit too much, your wheel is coming off and you won't even set a time in the first place.
That's exactly it, and you don't want to be doing that starting at the back of the grid. I mean, Burt did it last week, but with his talent, and he got disqualified, mind you, for I think the AI was glitching on his car, trying to put him back on the track. But he came back strong. As I said, he won the sprint race. But you don't want to be making mistakes around here, not in qualifying and not this early. It's going to really dent your confidence.
It is indeed, yeah. This at the moment with the conditions, you want to be getting used to how the track feels. It's all right doing practice in sunny conditions and optimal conditions, but you need to know how this track is going to behave today.
Yeah, exactly, in the moment, and it's going to be a constant shifting pattern. Yes, it might be dry, but it might cool down as the session cracks on. As we have our
Shazza with a 148.4, a full second faster than Nexus.
Shazza's been sweating it. He's been improving big style over the last few events. He's got a lot of potential, and it scares me. He's such a happy. He's a very Lando Norris-esque character, is Chaz. Very happy, very bouncy, and can never explain how he manages to do these phenomenal times. So
have we got the ability to check his hacks? Because he must have wall hack.
Or
at least aimbot.
Would it be aimbot or wall hack or just go fast mod? Go fast.exe.
Aimbot for the Apex.
Well, fantastic so far. Nuclear Nipples and Gabix in 4th and 5th, riding in the 154 and 157 respectively. There's a bit of a argy-bargy between Gabix and who would that be? I think that is Dervon Neba. And we have a front wing off. Who was that who just lost that front wing? It was Gustel, who has lost his end plate. There we go, talking about bumping the wings there.
I'm currently still on board with Brandy here.
Oh dear.
What's happened?
This is going to have to get pulled in. Gustel and Gabix fighting on track, ramming each other into the wall.
Oh, crikey.
Oh dear, indeed. Gustel's right up the box of Gabix. They are... Yeah, why would you do that in qualifying? That was bad. Gustel was literally he powered into the side of Gabix and put both the cars into the wall.
So prior to that, I was on board with Brandy, and he massively cut a corner and didn't receive a penalty for it. He set a 152, which isn't going to be competitive at all. So I'm guessing the stewards will just let that pass. But just remember, boys, if you're watching, that we are watching, and no corner cutting, please.
No corner cutting and no naughty naughties. I think that just that incident between Gustel and Gabix has absolutely shocked me. We wouldn't expect it.
Do they require a talking to?
Oh yes, absolutely. There will be a penalty, I believe, for Gustel, because that was out of order. I'm going to put it bluntly. I just need to notify the stewards very quickly on this one.
I mean, already, we're 5 minutes into the session, and already argy-bargy. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting it to be tight, fierce, and competitive, but I wasn't expecting it to be of this level. So we're on board with Craig right now. Let's see what he can pull off.
Yeah, so sadly, after the qualifying session here before the feature race, I imagine some penalties might be thrown down.
It will be. It's a case of I don't think they'll be implemented during the race. It will be pulled up afterwards for the final results will be affected, and it will cover both races, being a pretty rough incident in qualifying. Craig with a 1:55.8, so he currently goes faster than Gabix and Sean.
Yeah, I'm certainly intrigued to see what the stewards have to say about the incident. I'm looking forward to viewing it back myself.
Yeah, well, the stream caught every moment of it, so there's definitely some footage to go back on. And yeah, Gustel, he has a new front wing, but yeah, he shouldn't have done what he did. Blaine is up in 6th at the moment with a 1:51.2. He's also just filling in, making up the numbers this weekend. So good to see him joining us in the Formula 2 category.
Yeah, it wasn't by his own fruition. I did, as the Mercedes team principal, pretty much force him to drive in F2 today because he can't finish an F1 race, so he needs to get in an F2 car, and hopefully today he's going to finish a race.
Oh, he's just been held up there, has Blaine. Oh dear. He's not going to be happy about that. He's just been held up and brake checked by the looks of things, and he was on a fast lap.
He was indeed. Who was the driver in front of him there? I couldn't see from my angle.
It was Nuclear Nipples.
Yeah, another new guy. You might have to drop down and have a quick word with him there about that.
Yep. He's driving very slow, might be out of fuel. But yeah, if you're going to be slow, get out the way.
Do you know what his name is on Discord?
Nuclear Nipples. I believe.
I can't see him in any of the chats.
Let me have a quick look there. Leave with me a wee second. It will be. We'll pull them all in. Oh, Lord Nelson, because Blaine has quite happily let us know in the general chat there exactly who it was.
Lord Nelson.
Lord Nelson. So yeah. We have yellow flags in Sector 2 and Sector 3 as Craig goes a little bit deep into that sector. He's still just trying to go out for a faster lap. He's got one of the cars around. It's Gustel. Gustel has spun it and he's taken another part of his wing off. So he is not having the best time at the moment. Lord Nelson in the chat, he is loving this. Thank you very much, Lord Nelson. Dorisab saying that this boy is out of fuel. So yep, out of fuel, but in the way, unfortunately. Get out the racing line if you're out of fuel. The only person not to set a time so far, Silly, is Scott. He is out at the moment though. So the Red Bull driver for Division 1 is currently in F2 having a little bit of fun, I think, this evening. Also Venom's with us. That's good to see him. Said he's got some pedal problems though. As Venom now goes to start a fast lap on a set of softs. You got any news from us down in pit lane there, Silly, or is it all just quiet at the moment?
Lord Nelson is not Nipples, so I don't know who Nipples is. So sadly, I can't go and speak to him.
Ah, we'll find out in the post-driver meeting, I think, and
We will indeed.
we'll find out.
I'm still shocked. Chazza, a 148.1. One and
148.1, yeah.
3 tenths faster than Nexus. Nexus is arguably the fastest driver in Formula One season at the moment. I mean, how has this happened?
Chaz is lit in Formula 2. That's what's happened. He's found his rhythm. But yeah, we've had almost everyone out. Scott came out, did a lap on the mediums. Wasn't even a fast lap. He just did an out lap and straight back into the pits. So he's more just looking to find a seeker lap there. There's a lot of activity going on in the pits at the moment.
I'm also shocked at the amount of people in the 150s. I'm looking at, I don't know if my details are correct. You might want to check yourself as well, but Dorosab set a 150.3 on 2-lap-old medium tyres. Lord Nelson on a 150.6 on medium tyres. Markey on a 151.5 on medium tyres. Brandy set a 152.4 on medium tyres. So there's a few people going out there setting times on medium tyres. I don't know if my deltas are correct though.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. But one thing I have noticed is if you're looking at trackside right now, Silly, the sun is coming out, the track is warming up. So the times will start to drop.
Yeah, 15 minutes, well, 16 minutes to go as I speak right now. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. We're on board with Dorosab at the moment. He's just ripping about in his little carling. He's on an outlap, so he'll be wanting to improve on the 150.3 that he's set so far.
I was on board with Gabex, and he literally missed every single corner going into Sector 3. How he didn't hit a wall, I do not know.
Luck is how he managed that one.
and his fuel beacon is lighting up as low fuel, so he must be coming in the pits this lap. Hopefully he doesn't hold anybody up.
Well, let's hope. Scott's just left the pits, the only driver to not have a lap on the board at the moment, but that'll soon change. You can see how diverse the times are compared to the Formula 1 series that we run here. The Formula 1's really quite tight, maybe a second or two within the entire field. And the F2, there is literally over 9 seconds between, our pole sitter, our current, pole sitter, Chazza, and Sean down in 16th position.
And Gabex has retired from the session. Gabex has binned it into the corner after the big hairpin in Sector 2.
Oh no, unlucky for Gabex. So he's going to be sitting there on the sidelines for just under 15 minutes before we get ready for the feature race. I think he'll be kicking himself because he knows he could go better.
I was literally about to say about these new drivers, Gabex, Sean, Nuclear Nipples, Gustel, De Von Nibian.
I'll get that one, De Von Nibian.
Yeah, so these people are brand new, and a lot of leagues don't run F2. We're pretty much one of the only leagues that run an F2 league, so a lot of people haven't jumped into this car before. They may know the track, but the difference between the Formula 1 cars and the F2 cars are so wide that you can't compute.
Well, exactly that. You go from an F2 race and then you jump into an F1 car. It's like chalk and cheese. It's unbelievable the difference in the cars. The amount of times I under-rotate into corners in an F1 car after playing F2, or generally cutting apexes in 2 because I'm just like, I need to turn in now, and you're cutting the grass.
Yeah, or missing them completely. It's just insane the difference between the two different the standards there. So full respect to them for going out there and giving it a good go. I'm still surprised Scott hasn't set a time yet. I thought he would have.
He is in Sector 3 at the moment. He's on the mediums, so he's about to finish his first fast lap. I'm just trying to get the words out this evening is quite brutal.
It's easy for you to say.
Haha, well, not really. And Scott has gone ahead and set a 151.2 on the mediums, so a fantastic lap there from Scott. Well done.
Yeah, nearly nearly a second down on Dorosabu, who set a 150.3 on mediums as well, and Lord Nelson a 150.6 on mediums. So he's still got a bit of pace to find there.
Yep, as we have Nexus on the mediums as well at the moment. He's going out for a outlap.
I don't see him beating his 149 on a set of mediums. I'd be very surprised if he did.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, like, these medium runners may have the advantage here because they can play the long run in the feature race. Being able to start on the mediums, unlike the likes of Chaza and Nexus at the moment, who will be starting on softs with their fastest times. So we're on board with Craig. He's currently on the mediums and he is 2 seconds down on his fastest time, which he has set on the softs with a 155.8. I mean, give him credit, he's got round without accident.
Yeah, he's still going in the session.
He's parking up in the pits.
Yeah, I imagine he's just getting a bit of confidence there and trying to string a few laps together, get into a bit of a rhythm, then slap the fast tyres on and try and get himself out of the position that he's currently in.
It's a strange thing. Another difference between the F2s and the F1s is in the F2s, I've always found that the longer you go on a set of tyres, the faster you get for around about a 2-3 lap window. Especially on the mediums, I always found myself for about 4 or 5 laps not being overly fast, but then from lap like 4 to 11, you seem to hit a peak on the tyres.
You do indeed, yeah, and the window is so small. One thing I have noticed a lot as well, if you spin the tyres up here in the F2 category and you overheat them too much, you are ruined for at least 3 or 4 laps until you can get that temperature down again. So, you know, mistakes, they're a big deal in F2.
Yep, and you don't want to be making any of them. It's a wonderful feeder series for F1 is F2 because it's about raw driver talent. These cars are equal. The only difference is the setup and the way that the drivers throw them around the track, as well, obviously, as the tyre strategies. But apart from that, there is no difference in these vehicles. Absolutely none whatsoever.
I'm watching on board Sean now. He seems to believe that the best option here is to outbrake himself into a corner, remove his front wing, and then go for another flying lap.
We're just going to nip on board with Sean there, as yeah, you're spotting right. He's decided if he takes some weight off the front of the car, he will be quicker.
Yeah, he might want to go back into the garage and just lower his front wing a little bit so he can keep it.
As he's going to be causing some problems for anyone trying to keep up behind him at the moment. Yeah.
Luckily, there's no one absolutely anywhere near him. There's only 6 cars on track at the moment, I believe, maybe 7.
Yeah, he's lucky in that respect. He's the fact that he missed the pit lane. So I'm assuming he did this in sector 3 and he's just went straight past the pit lane.
It was the copy of the Sochi corner where he just outbraked himself, went in way too deep, and then lost his front wing, reversed himself back out, but then he didn't come into the pits and just went for another lap.
Maybe he thought he could improve somehow with slightly less aerodynamics. Oh, as he bounces off the wall there. Ouch. Ouch. So he's coming up to the pit lane now. It's a very secluded pit entrance here at Hanoi. It's caught me out a couple of times. I'll just be honest there, I've missed it a couple of times.
Yeah, you and me both.
And he's missed
it again and he's going for another lap.
Oh no, Sean, you need to get in the pits. Currently sitting in 17th with a 157.5. Yeah, he needs to step in. So the current top 5 at the moment it's Chaza with a 148.1, Nexus with a 149.1, Sabs with a 149.5, Marky Gamey with a 149.9, and Dorosab with a 150.3.
Yeah, I don't think Nexus will be happy with this. He's coming into the pits now. I imagine he's going to slap on a set of soft tyres and try and beat Chaza there. It's a massive time difference, a 1 second time difference. He's not going to be happy.
He's not used to it, is he? He's usually used to being out in front as Dorosav is trying. He's got the softs on and he's trying to challenge Chaza right now, but I believe in Sector 2 he was actually down on his time that he set on the mediums.
I think Chaz has got this in the bag here. A second's massive. We're going into just under 8 minutes remaining in the qualifying session. Do you really think the track is going to grip in that much to allow people to get back up to his time?
I don't think there is much track evolution left remaining, Silly. I really don't think there is. I think what the drivers have got now is going to be their best. As Dorsab now begins a flyer by the looks of it. Looks like he backed off in the last lap. But yeah, I don't think there's much more to gain track-wise. Yeah, I think this is how it's kind of going to end.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking here on the graphics here. The best lap set by each driver. Nexus set is 149.1 on a set of medium tyres.
Oh. Well then, that gives him a huge advantage for the start of the race. I was just following Craig there. He's went really deep into the long left-hander. On his out lap, though.
The alternative strategy, that's a blinder. If you can finish second on the alternative strategy, be fastest at the end of the race. Chaz has not really got an answer for that, I don't think.
No, I mean, he may pull away at the start on the softs, but when it comes to swapping over, you know, he's going to be on the mediums early. He's going to have to fight his way through the pack, those that do start on the mediums. And, you know, Nexus is going to have the advantage of then running late, jumping onto the softs, and having a real quick end of the race.
Indeed, yeah, and it will show how good Chazza is at actually getting through the field, getting through some traffic.
Yeah, that's one thing I have noticed is Chazza is pretty good at getting through traffic. He's not slow in that regards.
Yeah, and looking at the previous the race 1 feature race and sprint race, 2 standout names which they finished 5th and 6th and then 5th and 6th again, but in alternate sections. Brandy finished 5th in the feature race and Dorosab finished 6th. So they stayed in the same positions for the sprint race. And Dorosab beat Brandy in the sprint race. So
That's
these
right.
guys they're not great at fighting through the field by what we see.
Brandy
Chazza
did end up with a penalty during that race for the exact same thing as well.
Yeah, and Chazza, he finished 7th in the feature race and finished 7th in the sprint race. So he went backwards in the sprint race.
Yeah, he didn't seem to enjoy his the second race at Albert Park last week, did he?
No, not at all. So it doesn't bode well for him if he's trying to go for this kind of strategy. How is he going to get through the midfield?
And it's all going to come down to, you know, obviously where the top 8 finish. It's the reverse grid for the top 10, I think it is. It's a reverse grid, not the top 8.
Top eight, isn't it?
Definitely the top 8?
I believe so, yeah.
I thought it was top 10 because we'll find out when it comes. I always get confused between the old regulations and the 2020 regulations. But yeah.
2021 regulations are top 10. I believe currently we're in the 2020 regulations, which are the top 8.
Right. These things they confuse me. I love the
We'll
F2.
certainly find out in about 45 minutes time when we get to the sprint race.
Exactly. We will do. We're still on board with Craig. He's not really improving on his time. He's averaging a 156. So yeah, he's
got to be disappointed with that. He's been doing a lot faster in practice.
Well, there's the difference, isn't it? The difference between practice and qualifying is qualifying you are very rigid on your fuel. How many tyres you can use, you've got to be careful because whatever you use in qualifying, you have to take through the race, especially the qualifying tyre. But he should have the choice of mediums, being outside the top 10.
Indeed, yeah, and I would imagine most people are going to be going medium softs in the race if they're outside the top 10.
Yeah, exactly. His Nexus, he's closed in on Chazza slightly, but not by much. He is on a 149.1 right now, but he's still a second behind. Let's see what I can bring up. He did his fastest tyre. Yep, you're right, on the mediums. He is the fastest of the medium runners, I think. Yes. Mark Agami is another medium runner who's done his fastest on the mediums. Scott Derbon Nebaan, Boande and Gustel have all done theirs on the medium tyres.
One driver I am a little bit disappointed about is Venom. Venom showed a lot of fast times in to practice on Tuesday, and he's sitting there on a 150.4 on the soft tyres. A little bit shocked about that, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more from Venom, but he did say earlier on he was
struggling with his brake pedal.
Yeah, he did say he was having some issues. I think it was his throttle as well. He wasn't able to
was
get 100%.
His throttle, sorry, yeah.
A bit of both,
I think you're right. I think you're correct there, yeah.
But yeah, he's unable to unleash the beast fully, so yeah. So, just having a little word with the stewards about the incident between Gustel 31 and Gabix. There will be 10 seconds added to Gustel's race times at the end of both races. Not just one, both. For causing a major incident and dangerous driving through qualifying. So that's
a shame, isn't it?
Well, he kind of deserved it, if I'm going to be honest. As we have a car parked up on Sector 3. Kind of deserved it. There's, accidents happen. You may bump somebody, but there's no need to do a bit of road rage. It's very reminiscent of, I think it was between Vettel and Hamilton in, was it Azerbaijan a good couple of years ago?
Where he drove alongside him. Oh, yeah, he brake tested me. No, he didn't. He was the safety car.
Literally was the safety car, yeah. But yeah, you can't do that in qualifying. Gustel will receive a 10-second penalty at the end of the feature race and a 10-second penalty added to the sprint race. But where he's currently sat at 13th, if it finishes like that, he wouldn't get any points anyway, and he'd just drop positions and no points.
Just as a side note here, Nexus with a 148.831. My screens show that he's done that on 5-lap-old soft tyres.
He has indeed, yeah. He's rerun the softs that he used earlier in the session, so he will be starting on the softs, which changes his strategy for the race.
I don't know if he's got another set of soft tyres to go out and do something on, but he might want to consider that. Starting on 5-lap-old soft tyres in second place, he's going to have to box for maybe even hards so early on. These soft tyres are only going to last probably 9 laps in total, and he's already done 5 on them.
They should last a soft to medium setup. We do have only 15 seconds left of the session, so I don't think he's going to get another run in, as we're following Lord Nelson at the moment.
I think that's a strategy error there by Nexus. He was already in second place on the medium set of tyres. Going to a set of 5-lap-old softs to set your fastest time, I don't think that's the correct strategy.
Nope, I agree with you there. He should have just let it go. Ghost on the mediums, he's not improving on his time at all.
But you look at the people behind him, and I'm sorry, but he could have held them up on the medium tyre. Nexus just pumped in a 148.0 on 6-lap-old tyres.
Why do we ever try to downplay this guy? Fantastic lap at the death there from Nexus.
I still think he's on the wrong tyre. Is he praying for rain in the feature race? Because he's done 6 laps on those tyres. Those tyres only last 9 to 10 laps, so he's going to have to pit on lap 3 or 4 at the most. I don't see the medium tyres lasting the duration. It's going to be interesting. I'm intrigued, and I'm looking forward to it. And what an amazing time!
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch now. Nexus with a flying lap there, taking pole position from Chazza, who held it for pretty much the majority of the session. He'll be sat in the pits, cursing himself.
Chazza held it from his first flying lap. That was it. And he couldn't reach it himself.
5 thousandths of a second between the two drivers. That's ridiculously close. Chazza second with a 148.1. Marky Gamey has improved to a 148.91, so another one of our newer drivers sitting in the top 3. Congratulations to him. Dorsab, 4th place with a 149.4. Sabs with a 149.5 for 5th place. Lord Nelson in 6th with a 149.556. Scott, he's in there with a 7th place, 150.042. Venom in 8th with a 154.74. Blaine 9th with a 151.206. And to round off the top 10 is Ghost with a 151.8.
So considering that lineup, okay, let me reel off some stats here for you now. Nexus set the fastest qualifying time on a 6-lap-old tyre. Chazza did 3 laps on his second place time. Markey did 7 laps. 7 laps in third place. Then we've got Dorosab, Saz, Lord Nelson, all only doing 2 laps on those soft tyres. Scott seems to be in prime position here, sat in 7th place with a 150.0, only doing 1 lap on them soft tyres. Venom did 5 and Blaine did 2, as well as Ghost did 2. I don't see this being the finishing order.
I don't know. I've just had some information there from Dorosab on the side, who is a little bit more educated in Formula 2 than we are. And they say they can put on fresh tyres in F2 for the race.
Oh, really?
They're really. So, advantage Nexus.
Well, if that is the case, my apologies, everybody, for giving you false information. Hashtag Donald Trump. I didn't realise that was a fact, and if that is correct, then yeah, Nexus is on for a solid win here. I thought the tyre strategy was going to play into effect there, especially for Marky Genie, sat in 3rd place with 7 laps done on tyres that are only going to last 9 laps.
Yeah, so thanks very much for the update on that one, Dorosab. We'll keep that in mention. We should definitely have you on board as a technical director. So, wrong screen, let's just go back. So there you go. There is the current lineup for the feature race.
Yeah, looking very interesting. Wonder how aggressive Chaz is going to be off the start line there. Which one of these boys are going to get the better start?
Nexus with 4 points as well for qualifying. So Dorsab basically says he did a training race this afternoon and was allowed to change, but who knows? F2 is a wonderful game. We shall see.
It's one of the most intriguing things about commentating about this. We don't all follow Formula 2, and finding out the inconsistencies and differences between Formula 1 is fascinating. I really hope they race on the tyres that they qualify on, the same as Formula 1, because it's going to make for an even better race than we're about to receive.
Yeah, sounds about right. So we are now just going to wait for everyone to ready up, and we'll get this feature race under the way.
Who do you think is going to win, Paddy?
I think it's going to be a tight one between... I think it's going to be a tight one between Chazza and Nexus, to be honest. I think we do... Can I invite... I think we're down a player at the moment, but we'll see. One of the Germans...
I'm going to stick my neck out on the line here, and I'm going to go for a Chazza win.
Chazza win? He
seems the more consistent driver from qualifying.
And this is nothing to do with your Mercedes fanboying, Mr. Mercedes team principal.
Not in the slightest, no.
We'll see. And we are ready for the formation lap.
Yeah, let's hope these boys can get their tyres up to temperature, ready for the start of this Grand Prix.
Let's hope they make it right in the formation lap.
That as well, yeah. I'm super excited to see what's going to happen in this 16-lap race. It's going to be unbelievable, especially in the midfield. These boys in the top 3 or 4, maybe even 5, I'll include Sabs in this. But I think it's going to be more tighter in the midfield than it is going to be at the front of the grid. As we see, Gabex has been disqualified, De Von Nibien has been disqualified, Brandy has been disqualified from this formation lap.
Yep.
So a little bit of contact there in the backfield.
Yep. Nexus is starting on the mediums. I think they're all starting on the mediums. They are. Interesting. But yeah, Devon Nebaan, he has been disqualified, Brandy disqualified, Gabex disqualified. So they're going to have some pretty damn cool tyres when it comes to starting the race.
The only person starting the race on soft tyres is Dorosab, sat there in 4th place.
So he'll be quicker off the jump but he will be in the pits a lot earlier than anyone else.
Yeah, my Delta says that it's a brand new set of soft tyres, so they should last him 9 laps.
Should do. So I'm just checking the general, see what's going on. Welshie has crashed out. His system has given up the ghost, but the migration seems to have gone okay. Just going to see, can I invite anyone?
Somerset internet.
That's it, Somerset internet. I think it was his computer this time though. I don't think I have the new guy on Steam, despite the fact that we invited him. So, yeah.
Well, it's the driver's own fault. They're all told to add myself, yourself, and Welshie to Steam to ensure for race invites. So if they haven't done it, it's their own driver error, I'm afraid.
Yep, and
we're getting ready to start the beginning of this race here. The final driver has just come around the last corner. They're all lining up. Green flags are waving.
It's looking good. The temperature's looking good. It's sunny here in Hanoi for race 1. As all the drivers are now lined up. We have a bit of a delayed start.
Well, we were missing a driver. Sean there just finally catching up to the pack. The guys at the front here are going to be absolutely fuming. Their tyres must be freezing cold now.
He must have popped off to Tesco.
Either that or went for a Mackey's drive-through.
Definitely. And like I said, we already have a drive-through penalty for Nuclear Nipples for jumping at the start. Gabix hasn't gotten away at all. Blaine down in 16th position. I think my scoreboard is completely messed up.
Yeah, my scoreboard's showing the same.
Blaine
now
we've
up
got
to
someone
14.
going backwards. Who's gone backwards?
There's a massive crash there between a Ferrari, well, a red car, 2 white cars, a blue car, and another red car.
Yep, Venom, 5-second time penalty for causing a massive incident with Craig, and he's bumping and barging his Venom.
Nexus down to 10th place from first on the grid. Wow. Brandy currently leading this race.
I think
by Gabix. No, Gabix is now in the lead. Are our timings
the
completely
timing
messed
board
up here?
is doing its usual. It's going absolutely crazy at the moment. A yellow flag in sector 2. It looks like Chaz is in the lead with Nexus in second, Dorsab in third. Bwandy is dropped down to 9th. Nuclear Nipples is down in 17th at the moment. Craig is sitting pretty in 15th. Yeah, it's gone a bit crazy at the start here.
Yeah, the game's gone absolutely mental. It's showing blue flags to everybody. We're only on the first lap. Nobody is a lap down. So apologies to the viewers there, but Dorisab up into third place. He's 0.8 behind Nexus on the soft tyres. Chazza, unbelievable start.
Yeah, and Chaz is going to take advantage of obviously what was a bit of a chaotic start to this race. There's a big gap further back as Sean, I believe, has had a bit of an accident. He's gone round, he's missing. Oh dear from Sean. He just got collected by Venom as he was trying to turn round.
Yeah, Sean has just received a 5-second time penalty for collision with Venom there.
Yeah, that was very much a Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel kind of thing, you know what I mean? What is that idiot doing coming back onto the track moment? But he's got to pit for front wing.
Venom, again, he's not the luckiest driver when it comes to incidences. He just seems to be a magnet. He just attracts it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Severely unlucky as Sean dives into the pits. Gabix is in the pits. They're both needing repairs. I do believe I should have received an invite by now. Probably not. Oh, there we go. I can't even invite him to game.
The timing screens are going mental again. Dorisab stood in third place. In front of him is Nexus, and Chazza still 0.6 up the road from Nexus. The times are coming down. The sector 1 and 2 have got yellow flags in. I can't see an accident on the track map there. It must just be a slow driver. Yeah,
it probably will be a slow driver. I think Devon Nebaan has been taken over by an AI. We're unable to invite him into the race again, so it's a bit unfortunate. Craig up at the 12th.
Yeah, solid drive by Craig so far. That's brilliant. He could end up with a points finish by the end of this race. We're in lap 3. DRS is enabled. Dorisab, weirdly, wasn't using it down the last straight.
He just needs to keep his nose out of trouble, does Craig, and he could be on for a good result.
Yeah, he can indeed. Yeah, I fancy Craig for a points finish here.
That'll be good if he can. We'll just see how it goes. I'm kind of following Sabs at the moment. He is right up the back end of Scott and Bowande. It says he is just a tenth of a second behind, but I don't believe that in the slightest. As we have another yellow flag. Oh, Gustel is sliding all over the track. He is up to 7th, but remember he has a 10-second time penalty to be added to the end of this race for the incident in qualifying.
And the sprint race as well, so
Yeah.
be a little bit of mathematics going on after these 2 races.
Oh, is he sliding all over the shop?
Yeah, he's overheated those tyres. Now he doesn't have any grip remaining in them, and he's got to cool them down for at least a lap before he can get full usage out of them. Otherwise, he has to just box and go on to probably a 2-stop strategy.
Probably. We have an incident in sector 3. Nobody's dropping down the time, but he's quite aggressive.
That was a red car. Was it? I assume that's Gabex.
It will be Gabex, yeah. Yeah, he's fallen back down the order, and Venom's in the pits.
He is indeed. Yeah, I wonder what tyres he's going on to.
He's also serving his time penalty.
He's gone onto a set of soft tyres.
So he's going.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to make them last for the remaining 13 laps of this race unless he drives super slow.
Yeah, you have to
so I imagine he's going to have to box again.
Just on board with Gustel again. He's making a lot of mistakes, diving late into corners. I'm not sure if it's inexperience or just a bit of pressure with his first F2 league race. But oh boy, he's just caused another accident. He's put into the wall. Gustel, what are you doing?
I don't know if you're in the same wavelength as me, but that's a black flag.
That is a black flag. That was another one. He just completely skipped the apex and sideswiped who I believe would have been Bwandy who got sideswiped. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's unforgivable. Oh, and he's done it again. Just was another 3-car pile-up. Two 3-car pile-ups in one sector. That's just it's not acceptable. I'm sorry.
Ridiculous racing from Gusto. Yeah, this is outrageous.
I'm extremely disappointed. We've done so much decent racing. Well, not ourselves, obviously. We're in the commentator's box, but these boys have done such amazing racing in the first 4 races that we've done over the 2 leagues. This is just shambolic in my opinion, and I apologise to the viewers for this. It's terrible.
This is not what we've been standing for at ORL, and you're spot on. The races that we've had before have been fantastic. Yes, there've been a couple of little incidents, but the drivers have put their hands up. What Gustel is doing it's not racing. It's
not racing at all. It's bumper cars, and this isn't what Formula 1 or Formula 2 is. It's not bumper cars.
No, and he's now wrecked several drivers' chances of a decent result. Brandy again caught up in the wars, wrong place, wrong time, and it's seen him pit in 15th place.
Yeah, 7 drivers, I believe it is.
He's just skipping corners, and you know what, we're going to focus, and he's binned it himself.
He's spun it again. I can't see him in Discord either, so I can't even go and have a word with him. So
it's all right. I don't think he's going to be in the championship for long, as he's now blocking the road.
How has he not lost the front wing here?
He's lost an M plate to the right side, but that's about it.
The amount of times that he just... he's retired from the session now.
Yeah, Gabex is retired. It looks like Gabex has had a crash on the main straight. We can't follow him, but we do have a virtual safety car across the bit. So he's hit the wall on the main straight.
This is perfect timing for Chazza. And Nexus, 4 laps in on the medium tyres. I imagine they could probably box now for the softs and come out
Gustel, 3-second time penalty for corner cutting.
Yeah, I'm still on board with Gustel. He's literally just... It's like he's never played the game before.
Whoa! Drive-through penalty for Chaza, speeding under the virtual safety car.
That's huge. That is absolutely huge. That hands the win to Nexus. Markey was nowhere near, 2 seconds behind. So same as Dorisab, 2 seconds behind on the softer compound tyres. Oh, Chaza is absolutely bottled it and just given the advantage to Nexus there.
Yep, it's, oh man, Chaza, he's going to be heartbroken, because that's going to be a long, long pit stop, and that could see him drop down to, 8th, 9th position. As Nexus gets a 5-second penalty. What's going on? These usually very consistent, very gentle drivers, I'd call them like that. They're going nuts.
They are indeed, yeah. What's going on here?
Someone's popped the court this evening and the boys are going mad. Dorosab's up into 2nd. This is crazy.
Dorisab on the alternate strategy on those soft tyres as well, so... Looks like there was a collision going into the pit lane there. I'm not sure who it was between.
It's been a very rough and tumble kind of race, to be honest with you. It's not what I was expecting in the slightest. Like, not at all. I was expecting some bumps and some scratches, but boy oh boy, I was not expecting this evening, silly. I really wasn't. This Chaza he's served his penalty, I think. Yeah, he has, and he's came out in 3rd, so everyone else is really around him has pitted or served the penalty. He might have to pit again, so he did do his drive-through, so you'll need to pit in for a change of tyres. But he's in 3rd. He's only 4.5 seconds behind Blaine.
News from the pit lane here. Basti is Gustel 31. He has been informed he is black flagged.
Oh, so that'll be him. Yep, he is retired. He's been black flagged. Never thought I would see that in a league race, but he has been black flagged. You're correct.
Yeah, the owner of the league was on it as much as myself there. We found out who he was, and Welshie has told him he's black flagged from the session. He's been watching, and his driving is absolutely appalling and not appropriate for this kind of competition.
Absolutely not. Absolutely disgusting racing. Harsh words, I know, but you can't race like that in a league. This isn't bumper cars. This isn't damage off multiplayer. This is a league setup, and everyone takes a lot of time out of their week to put in practice sessions, to join in with qualifying, to be part of the community, and to have someone turn up on a Saturday and absolutely ruin it like that is completely out of order. On board with Sabs at the moment, he is missing an end plate. He's currently sitting in 7th.
The words you just used there were absolutely appropriate. The community. I mean, we're not doing this to be 100% professional. We're going to try and be as professional as we possibly can be, but it's also about the community. Basti or Gustel 31, however he names himself, is brand new to the community, and hopefully he learns from this that this isn't, like you said, an online lobby where we just drive and punt people. We're trying to be as professional as possible and let these people show what they can do over a race stint. Let's try and at least give the viewers a decent race to watch, and having 7 people taken out of a race.
Sorry to interrupt. We have Venom has gone round in sector 3. Sorry to bump in there. He's
Venom
down in 13th. The luck isn't with him today.
Are my eyes deceiving me? Have we got a Mercedes 1-2?
Oh, we have a spin. Ghost's just gone round. He's lost some end plate. And we have something a 1 and 2.
Blaine and Chaza, Formula 1 drivers for the Mercedes team. 1 and 2.
Yeah, both of them need to pit.
Both of them on 6-lap-old medium tyres.
So yeah, they both need to pit at some point. Which will kind of lead Nexus the advantage because he has pitted. I believe he is pitted. He should be on a different set of tyres. No, he hasn't.
No, and Nexus has got a penalty as well. He's got a 5-second penalty for running into the back of somebody in under the VSC, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. So at the moment, it is Blaine's to lose.
I don't believe this is correct. It's Codemaster's problem here. Dorisab to me. Oh no, it's changed now. No, yes, it has changed now. Dorisab to me was saying he was on 6-lap old medium tyres, and I know for a fact he started on softs. So yeah, the front 5 racers are all on 7-lap old medium tyres, as we can imagine, if Codemasters are being correct, and then Dorisab is on a 0-lap old medium tyre.
So Dorisab can kind of come back here. You know, not the greatest of qualifying, the 4th I think it was. But he can come back. It's his and Blaine's to lose in this respect, and so too with Lord Nelson. You know, he's sitting pretty in 3rd, though he will have a Nexus cheering up behind him. Blaine is making a gap on Chazza right now.
Dorisab is sat in a unbelievable position. If Blaine was to pit now to go on to a set of softs, he would come out in 7th place. Same with all of the top 5 people that haven't pitted yet on those 7-lap old medium tyres. Dorisab is on a set of medium tyres with 0 laps done on them. He would take the lead of this race, and can they catch them in time to overtake him? I don't know.
It's going to be quite fun to see, to be honest. Scott's going to... Oh no, Blaine's connection's gone.
Oh no!
Quick, we need to invite him back as quick as possible. Any chance you could throw him back in there, silly?
I'm doing it as we speak.
That is not what he needs right now.
No, it's not at all. Oh, he's in 1st place again. I can't invite him.
Oh no, what is going on?
I can only invite him to watch.
Yeah,
he's still currently in the lead. Chazza is literally about to overtake him as we speak. Chazza has overtaken him as we speak.
I have no idea who the host is. Hold on, maybe I can do it from here. Blaine invited. There we go.
Hopefully Blaine can get back in. He's 3 seconds in front of Nexus, who is charging him down but has a 5-second penalty. Apart from that, Dorisab is 11 seconds down, so hopefully he can get back in and control this 1st and 2nd for the Mercedes drivers.
Let's hope so. With Blaine back in the fray, he's going to be a little bit, being disconnected there, but at least he's back. So
it doesn't bode well. We know from previous races there, he gets a disconnect or something bad happens to him. He does tend to go off the boil a little bit and make a mistake and ruin his car. So hopefully he can jump back in, get back in the groove, and finish this 1-2 off for Mercedes.
Yeah, he's got to be careful because he's got an Nexus clawing at him from behind. He's on a bit of a flyer at the moment.
Yeah, Blaine needs to remember, though, that Nexus has still got a 5-second penalty that he's going to serve when he comes into the pits.
Yeah, if Blaine can just be sensible about this and just hold him off for a bit, then he might get away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
These boys need to pit in soon. As I see, is Chazza missing a bit of end play as he pits. The leader has pitted. He does have some wing damage.
Blaine is in the pits as well. We've got a double stack here. No, we don't. They're different teams. Sorry.
I think they are. Are they not both Trident?
They're different colours on my screen, I believe.
Yeah.
One's darker than the other. Blaine is a teammate with Scott. Chazza is a teammate with Dorisab. No. Oh dear, the colours are so equal.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing.
So Dorisab takes the race lead here on 2-lap old medium tyres with a 6-second gap nearly to Scott, who's done 9 laps on those medium tyres. Followed by Markey, 10 seconds behind the leader on 3-lap old soft tyres. And then Blaine's out in 4th. What's happened to Chazza? Chazza must have had a front wing change.
He did,
Chazza's
yes.
dropped back down to 6th place now. 20 seconds behind the leader,
Oh.
and 9 seconds behind Blaine, who he was in front of by at least 2 seconds prior to those pit stops.
So we've got like six and a half laps of angry driving from Chazza to come, and he's going to have to go through a few drivers. He is behind Nexus now, which is going to annoy the hell out of him. He is coming up the back of Sean. Sean is doing the right thing, blue flag, and just dives off the track. Good on you, Sean.
Yeah, Nexus is over 3 seconds in front of Chazza, so it gives him plenty of room to actually push and try and gain back up to the back of Nexus. But yeah, Chazza's going to be raging fueled there.
Yeah, exactly. Craig is still bumbling about 11th place. He will need to change his tyres soon though, but he's been doing pretty well. He's been keeping quiet. He's staying just outside the points.
My screen says that he's only on 2-lap-old medium, so I'm guessing he's already pitted.
So he has pitted. Good on him. He could be on for some points here. We'll just see what the top of the field can do. You know, there's some gaps being built out. There's not much in the way of close racing in that respect. Blaine kind of closing in on Marky Gamey. Scott's in the pits. He'll be switching on to the softs to end his race.
Yeah, that should drop him back down behind Chazza, I would imagine.
Yeah, we'll just have to see as the drivers are coming through now. There goes Nexus. And there goes Chazza.
Yeah, massive gap to... But, oh no, he has. Lord Nelson has also overtaken Scott there in that pit stop.
Yeah, he has indeed.
And Sabs. Scott must have had some front wing damage as well there. That's an awful long time in the pit lane.
Oh, Sean is... Yeah, he's just getting out of the way. So we're seeing yellow flags. But it is just Sean getting out of the way of the front runners. So good on him. Veitnam down to 13th. He's not making any gains at all. He's struggling, if I'm going to be honest.
Welshie has just updated us there on the Twitch stream that Gustil has been black flagged from both races. So this feature race and the sprint race to follow.
I think that's a very fair decision there from Welshie. I knew there was a little bit of needing some evidence and obviously some talking about what happened, and I think after he received all the information, and it was seen on the stream as well, right decision there. He will not be featuring for the rest of this race or the next one, and I believe there could be some further repercussions for the Prema team.
Yeah, absolutely 100% understandable for that. A new driver in the league needs to learn the rules of the league. It's his first race. We'll give him a little bit of leniency there, I would hope. But any other actions, the same as he's done in this race, and it's goodbye.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I think we'll see how it goes. I mean, there's a difference between some leniency. Like, take for example, Caparaz had his accident at Melbourne, his first race. Completely put his hands up and apologised to everyone that was involved. And
watching Nexus overtaking Blaine here, going into turn one. They're side by side.
Oh.
Blaine has managed to hold the position. Absolutely brilliant. Nexus, Blaine, sorry, set a 151 fastest lap. Then Nexus with a 150. Got side by side with him, but Blaine, unbelievable defending going into turn 1 and 2.
Nexus with the DRS wide open, and this is going to be playing into the hands of Chazza, who you can see ominously in the background, is catching up on the drivers.
Yeah, currently 5 seconds behind, but he's gaining massively as these two duke it out as I'm going through this tight middle section.
There's a great line from both drivers. They're playing nice and defensive, but he didn't lose any speed at all. This is where Nexus is going to go for it. Blaine is trying to cut the slipstream effect here, but the DRS is about to go wide open. There it is.
Yeah, Nexus has got this move done. Blaine's got to hold on to him now and hope for DRS into the next lap.
Sorry, that is Blaine and Marky Gamey. That isn't Nexus. Nexus is just behind them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nexus must have made a mistake then. I swear I was watching Nexus and Blaine at the beginning of this lap.
Your eyes are deceiving you, my friends. Yep, that was Blaine and Marky Gamey, as Blaine is now starting to make ground on him.
My apologies. Blaine up into second place, 8 seconds behind the leader, Dorisab.
Yep, Marky Gamey has dived into the Pits then that promotes Nexus up into third place, Blaine up into second. He'll be in second, but obviously with the pit lane being quite short around that last corner, they do.
Well, if my delta's not correct, Marky Gamey has only done 5 laps on them soft tyres. He's only got 3 laps to go. I'm surprised he's boxed.
He may have had some damage. We will not know, as Nexus is now pulling up onto the tail of Blaine. Dorisab, has he pitted yet? I think he has he?
He's on 5-lap-old medium tyres, yeah. He started on the softs. Yeah. So he's going till the end.
Yeah.
He's 7.3 seconds in front. He's lost about 8 tenths in the first sector so far. I don't think there's enough time for Blaine to overtake Dorisab here.
Probably not, and the way it's looking is those two are going to start battling, Nexus and Blaine. This is going to allow Chazza to hopefully catch up on them. But
yeah, Nexus is massively on the back of Blaine now. This is unbelievable.
This will be a great session to watch. Oh, Nexus round the outside into the braking zone.
And he's done him. Yeah, he's done him. Absolutely done him going into the hairpin here.
And it was beautifully done.
From the hairpin, stolen from Canada, just you driving in the opposite direction.
Yeah, I've got no complaints over that overtaking manoeuvre at all. That was beautifully executed by Nexus, round the outside, under braking, and Blaine, you know, being the gentleman, just went, alright, cool.
Yeah, lots of DRS, lots of slipstream, obviously no errors, but he did it absolutely fair and square.
Yep, he has that.
On our screen, there was no contact between the two drivers there.
No, it was beautiful. Craig is now pitting with a couple laps to go. Unsure why, may have just had some damage and he's decided just to end his race with a full car. That promotes Veitnam up to 11th. And probably not his best result, probably something he's not overly ecstatic about, but you know, he's just outside the points and he is 16 seconds, however, behind Boandi.
Yeah, Veitnam, one of our top drivers when we was in our practice session on Tuesday, absolutely having a nightmare today. Let's not forget that he did get involved in the incident with Gustel a few laps ago, so that's probably ruined his race a lot, but let's not take anything away from these top drivers here. Dorisab, unbelievable strategy. The only person to start on the soft tyres, now out on the medium tyres, and he's leading the race by 5.7 seconds, 2 laps to go. If he can hold this is going to be an unbelievable result for Dorisab. Nexus, absolute thrilling drive back through the field. Nearly 2 seconds up now on Blaine after he overtook him. Blaine in third place, Chazza in fourth. They were both sitting 1-2. Race control, Nipples is a 5-second time penalty for ignoring blue flags.
Yeah, looks like he's sitting down in 14th at the moment, so that's not going to affect him too badly, to be honest.
Oh, we've got a spinner, number 24.
Who's number 24? Is that Nexus? Nexus spun! He's in fourth!
Oh dear!
That is not what he wanted.
I'm on board Blaine at the moment. I just seen a number 24 bin it into the corner.
Yeah, that has put Blaine up into second and Chazza up into third.
He's 7 seconds down behind Chazza now. Oh, he's absolutely bottled it. Why don't we see this in Formula 1? It might make it a little bit more interesting. Does this bode well for tomorrow's race, Paddy?
Oh, I would hope to see so, because they're going to be back here with the F1s in Division 1. Yeah, I would love to see this, you know, this diversity in the league, and, you know, it's good to see how these drivers are coping at the moment. We've only got a lap and a half left, or just over a lap and a half left. Chazza, he's sniffing that gearbox of Blaine, and it's not going to be long. DRS wide open. Dorisab he's got himself enough of a lead to call himself safe for this result. But next,
he has indeed 5.5
himself.
seconds. I don't see. I don't see any movement for the first place unless Dorisab makes a mistake like Nexus has just done. And I'm with you. Nexus must be absolutely kicking himself as I'm watching here now. Chaz is right up the gearbox of Blaine. He's diving down the inside.
Oh, it's the Mercedes boys. Oh,
he's got him. He's got him. As they go through the next right-hander, Chazza is now in second place. but Blaine's diving down the inside and he's taken the position again.
This is great racing for the Mercedes boys. Can they keep it clean? Can they get it done? And Chazza has got past him. Wow. Blaine's looking again. Realizes Chazza has the newer tyres, so... Oh, great racing from those boys.
There is only 1 lap difference, and they are still gaining on Dorosab. Dorosab seems to have run out of tyres. Yellow flag in sector 3.
Yeah, I think that was Ghost just getting out of the way, or Nuclear Nipples just getting out of the way. The leaders there.
Fair play to the pair of them, and if that is correct, that's exactly what we want to see from this league.
I think they're coming up the back of, is that Venom they're coming up behind right now? I think it might be.
Well, whoever it is just dived 100% out of the way, slammed on the brakes, let them go. Beautiful driving there.
So they are catching Dorosab pretty quick, but with 1 lap to go, they are not going... They're not going to catch him.
Yeah, the race is right here between 2nd and 3rd. Who's going to finish in front, Chazza or Blaine? Blaine with his DRS wide open, he's sticking in that slipstream there, gaining and gaining and gaining. Is he going to throw it down the inside here? No, he's not quite close enough.
Oh, this is the Mercedes boys. We don't want an accident. We don't want a Spain 2016, please, boys.
Oh, Blaine with a terrible exit out of that corner there. It's going to hold him up down this straight, and I think Chazza's just going to hold on to this here.
Aye, we can only hope he can. I mean, he is pulling a little bit of a distance up now.
This bodes well for the sprint race as well, don't forget.
Yep.
It's a reverse grid, 1st to 8, we believe. We'll find out after this session whether it's 1 to 8 or 1 to 10, but those two are still going to be side by side. What's going to happen here?
I think there's going to be some argy-bargy in the sprint race, but it's going to be a hell of fun to watch.
Oh, I'm already enjoying this race enough. I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, if the F1 is even half as entertaining as what the F2 has been today, obviously, disregarding the incidents between Gustel and the rest of the field, tomorrow's going to be just as fun.
Can I just point out, before Dorosab comes across the line to finish here, not a single safety car. We had a VSC, but Dorosab wins the race. Chazza in 2nd. Blaine comes across in 3rd. Nexus is going to finish in 4th. And then Sabs, a further 9 seconds behind, comes across the line in 5th place. But not a single real safety car. Yep. That is unbelievable driving by all involved.
Exactly. Wasn't expecting it. I had money on the safety car. Glad I'm not a betting man, silly. I really am not. I'm really glad I'm not a betting man.
Me and all. I would 100% have put money on there being at least 2 proper safety cars in this race.
Yep. And a fantastic drive for everybody involved. Nuclear Nipples with another 5-second time penalty for not serving a 5-second time penalty. It's not going to affect him. He is in 13th.
But it's still quite hilarious.
Yep.
It's the same as his name.
Craig finished only 2.5 seconds behind Venom despite the late pit stop to finish 12th. So good on you there, Craig. Good effort, mate.
Yep, from last on the grid, gets himself up to 12th place. That's a solid drive from the novice in the league, and especially since he's not on his new rig.
Yeah, and it wasn't quite last. He started 15th, but you know he's gained a few places. We can't take that away from him. And he was involved in a couple of little scuffles. So
I guarantee you now, as soon as he gets that wheel hooked up and he gets some practice on it, we should see Craig at least fighting for 5th or 6th place in these races.
Yeah, I could definitely see him giving Brandy a run for his money, maybe even Scott as well. Brandy, obviously he got involved in some of those unsavoury incidents, sent him back to 9th, quite a bit behind, but yeah, you can't really... He got to the end of the race and that's what counts. Blaine with driver of the day, he's going to love that one, he's going to need that.
Chazza's going to be fuming because Chazza finished in front of him. Dorosab in the Twitch chat there has just said, I had to manage my fuel from lap 10. Lucky to have enough of an advantage to still win the race.
So that's what his secret was, light fuel and waiting for the rest of the fuel to get penalties. Nah, fantastic race for you, Dorosab. A very well-earned victory.
Yeah, I don't agree with the driver of the day. I would put Dorosab as driver of the day personally. He was the only one to go onto an alternate strategy to everybody else, and he made it work. And if he had to struggle with his fuel throughout the whole race, then fair play to him for finishing 6 seconds in front of everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. He absolutely went for it, basically. So let's just see. I do believe it'll be Gustel will be getting kicked out of race 2. Oh, do not leave the session. That would not be a very smart one. Yeah, it's Dorsab again in chat. In F2, you can't put it on low fuel settings, so the only way to save fuel is to decelerate and not to brake. Yep, just coasting into the corners is the best way to save fuel. Tend to do it in F1 quite a lot as well when I run a low fuel setup, which is quite often. What have I been tagged in? Oh, it's raining. So I need to invite. Where is he? Der von Neighbor. We will be getting him back for this race. So just as everyone is getting themselves lined up. This is gonna be great, silly. It's chucking it down. Absolutely
this is gonna be absolutely insane.
We've got 11 laps of this as well. So the drivers get themselves off the way for the formation lap. They are going to need to put every ounce of energy through these tyres.
They're all on the full wet tyres,
Yeah.
and Gabix
Gabix
has already been disqualified, so he's. Oh, we've got a spinner there. Marky has just spun on the formation lap.
Oh dear.
He just dinked himself into the wall. Hopefully, he hasn't gained any damage there.
Let's see. We need to.
Von Nibben has also been disqualified. Marky has been disqualified. They're all going to still line up on the grid, ladies and gentlemen.
With just extremely cold tyres.
Yeah, this is going to be unbelievable.
Right, we need to figure out how to get rid of this guy. That's the only unfortunate thing.
Gustel.
Yeah.
I know who he is on Discord. I'll go and speak to him quickly.
Yeah, just get him to jump out the session if possible because he is black flagged. So, this is going to be fun. The car's wiggling about there, just trying to get some sort of grip, some sort of heat. I think this is going to be hilarious, this race. Scott in pole position, Marky Gamey second, Lord Nelson third, Sabs in fourth, Nexus in fifth, Blaine sixth, Chaz in seventh, Dorsab eighth, Vandy in ninth, and Devon Nebaan will be in 10th. This is going to be a mess. It is chucking it down. The weather does not seem to be giving any hints of, carrying up. There's a. Oh, this is gonna be great. As the drivers line up, I think Silly's gonna be back.
I'm
with
back
me
in the
next.
room. Sorry about that. Just had to discuss some issues. How many DSQs did we have on that formation lap? And this bodes so well going into the start of this Grand Prix.
I was just saying there, this is going to be chaos. How many
Who
sets
you on
of
board
cold
with? I want to ride with somebody else.
Right, I'm going to sit on. I'm going to go with Nexus.
I'm going to go on board with Blaine.
And it's lights out. Oh, we got jump starts everywhere. Is that me?
They're all bombing it down into the first corner here. Who's that taking the lead?
Oh, we've got an incident-strewn pack here.
God, Dorisab, 5-second penalty. Venom, 5-second penalty.
Everybody's had penalties. This is crazy. The safety car is about to overtake somebody.
We've only got 7 drivers out of 16 that don't have penalties currently. Craig leading the field on my timing screens here. I don't know whether that's correct or not.
Ghost has gone round. He's been overtaken by the safety car. Sean's been overtaken by the safety car. Sean's. Sean's
I've just seen a Red Bull in the backfield there just hit the wall and lose a bit of front wing end plate.
Yep, Sean's
not
just
sure which one that was. I think it might have been Venom. He's falling down the field.
We do have a full course safety car at the moment, and this is the first time I've ever seen cars being overtaken by the safety car around turn 1. This is crazy.
Safety car come out before the turn 1. We're on lap 1.
Well, the safety car, if you remember rightly, will start at the back of the grid and follow the track cars round lap 1 before going into the pits.
That's very true, yeah.
They all crashed at turn 1, and Bert Linehander, Bert, I can never get his second name right. We know you're on the safety car driver, has managed to get round as we've got another incident ahead of us. Who's binned it there?
My timing screens have just updated. We've got Marky Gamey up in first place, Lord Nelson in second, Blaine sitting in third, Nexus in fourth as Blaine runs wide, lucky not to take off his front wing there.
Gavin just lost his front wing.
Him, but Blaine has retaken that position. Chazza in fifth, Brandy in sixth, Sabs in seventh without a penalty.
Oh, it looks like I'm going to have to invite Dervon again. Potato connections. Yeah, this is absolutely crazy.
Some of these drivers will be thankful that the safety car's out, so they might actually last a few more laps in this race. If the safety car hadn't have come out, I wouldn't imagine that a lot of these drivers would still be going.
Yeah, and this is going to play into the hands of Blaine and Chazza because they've stayed out. They've obviously had no damage.
I've just seen another.
Oh no, Blaine!
Yeah, I've just seen another section of end plate from somebody go flying down the pit straight there as Blaine gains a 5-second time penalty, but it doesn't look like he's lost any front wing.
No, it looks like he's good. Just a wee bump with Chazza there in the wet conditions is really throwing these drivers off. This was expected, if I'm going to be honest with you. This was totally expected. And it's making some great racing. We're on lap 3 of 11, second lap under the safety car. And yeah, Craig's up into 9th.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable at the moment.
He got away from the line great. He managed to avoid the chaos, and he's just kept his nose clean. I say that, he is missing half an end plate, so...
Craig is 8th on my screen, but the 4 people in front of him have all got penalties, so...
True, and he is missing an end plate, so...
I wouldn't expect to see any pit stops here. This is going to rain for the entire session, I believe. Nipples gains another 5-second penalty. I believe he had one previous to this.
He did, yeah. She said a wee bump with Craig.
Yeah, Craig's now up into 7th place.
What is going on here?
I would imagine the safety car is going to come in at the end of either this lap or the next. I wouldn't imagine it would be out for too long.
Nope.
So hopefully we should get some laps underway under full race conditions.
One thing I've noticed is nobody's really warming their tyres up. We're on board with Nexus in 11th place.
To be fair, would you be swerving across the road?
Oh no, Nexus!
Oh, what's he done?
He just did a half spin. He's down in 12th now. There's no heat in these tyres. There's just no heat in them, and the drivers are just going all over the shop. Unlucky. Nexus is hating this. He's he will be raging.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm loving it personally, and it bodes really well. Nexus obviously leading the Drivers' Championship.
Oh my God.
Nipples, another 5-second penalty.
Scott Armstrong.
Another 5-second penalty.
What's
But yeah,
going on there?
this bodes well for tomorrow's race. Nexus leading the F1 Drivers' Championship in our league currently. If he can't handle it around this track, this could open some doors for some of the midfield to gain a majority of points. Nipples, another 5-second penalty.
He bumped the back of Craig, lost an end plate, spun round.
That's 20 seconds worth of penalties, if I can do math correctly for Nipples.
And they're all under the safety car. Oh, what is going on?
I've got no clue whatsoever. We imagine this would probably be carnage. It's proving to be correct. Let's hope this safety car comes into the pit soon so we can see a little bit more carnage.
Somebody's went a bit wide. Is that Scott going wide? I think it was. Oh, this restart's going to be crazy silly. I mean, if they're struggling to keep the cars on the track under the safety car, I mean, they are not really warming their tyres up. Blaine is. Chaz is behind Blaine. He's not warming his tyres up. He's trying to kiss the barrier. And he's racing Blaine, and he's gone up into third. Just realised that he's got no grip and cold brakes. Has Chaz.
Is that a legit overtake there? Or does he have to give that position back?
It looks like it. It looks like he's snuggled back into third place, so we'll see how that goes. Nuclear Nipples
with another 5-second penalty. If he carries on, he's going to be lapped just by penalties.
This is crazy. What's going up the back of this grid this evening? You'd never thought these drivers had seen rain before. This is why Craig's doing so well, up in 7th with no penalties. He's used to rain. He understands exactly what rain's all about.
Yeah, he is Scottish, yeah. He lives in rain.
Yeah, we're used to it, okay? It's why we've got webbed feet and toes. Webbed fingers and toes.
Nothing to do with incest.
Absolutely nothing in the slightest, mate. There's
Craig's dropping down the field, though. He's going down to... Oh, no. Sorry, my timing screen's up.
Yep, he's now in the lead for me.
Yeah, same. Yeah, he's now into second place.
Oh, he's
going into the pit.
He's getting his front wing changed. He's noticed the safety car staying out for another lap, so he's going to use that advantage to get his front wing changed.
I don't know if that's the correct choice to make. He was in a perfect position there, even with a little bit of front wing damage. Not amazing place to overtake on this circuit.
No, what he should have done
with the amount of people making mistakes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. He should have done this as soon as the safety car came out.
If anything, yeah. Otherwise, I think he may have just backed himself into a corner here.
The thing is, what's to say that there's not going to be another safety car? Are we going to finish under a safety car? Are we actually going to race?
Yeah, are we actually going to get out of this safety car? Well, we're on now lap 5 out of 11, so...
Yeah, we haven't really made much progress in this race.
Sorry, lap 4 out of 11.
Yeah, the guys are looking pretty frustrated. They're just wanting to get started.
Oh, I'm just watching Blaine there. Blaine's just having a massive drift. Nearly, he bumped the wall. Hasn't lost any front wing or anything like that. Oops. And Brandy is still behind him.
Scott's in the 5-second
time penalty. Yeah.
This is crazy. There is a little bit of a gap between Venom and Scott. I don't know if Scott's deliberately holding the pack back from Venom. Oh, excuse me. Sean is trying to catch up on the back of Dorosab right now, with Gabix just behind him, and Craig will now be with a fresh set of wet tyres and a front nose.
Question for you, Paddy.
Yo.
What does DT stand for?
DT? Drive-through.
So, I'm looking at the penalty screen currently. Chazza has a drive-through penalty, Blaine with a 5-second penalty, Brandy 10 seconds, Venom 10 seconds, De Von Niban 10 seconds, Scott 10 seconds, Nuclear 30 seconds, Sean with 5 seconds, and Gabex with also a drive-through penalty.
This is because Chazza jumped the start, if you remember, Silly. He had a little bit of a apprehensive moment on the clutch, let it go, and jumped early. Everyone's getting backed up now because the safety car is coming in.
Venom, 5-second penalties, up to 15 seconds worth of penalties now. Somebody's just flown into the pits there. Waiting to see on my screen who that was.
We need that meme. Oh no, Scott's retired. What's he done?
That might have been going into the pits. I don't see anybody else in the pits. He might have crashed in the pit lane entrance there.
Looks like he has. Venom with another penalty as we are racing again here at Hanoi in the rain. Turn 1, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed. Blaine overtaking Chazza there.
Chaz will give him a little kiss on the behind just to say I see you, and he's lost. And
they're still side by side as they're going into this next corner here. Rubbing is racing. They're still side by side for about 4 corners in a row, giving Brandy all the time in the world to catch them up.
This is
Brandy.
racing.
They're free abreast as they're going into this next braking zone here.
Oh!
Brandy, the smart man. Blaine taking the
Blaine not got the grip.
the shortcut there. Oh, and he's lost it.
No!
Blaine has binned it into the corner. Got a nice little tap on the rear end by a Red Bull, causing absolute destruction there in Sector 2. Blaine with a 5-second penalty for causing a collision with Venom.
Oh dear. Blaine, I would not want to be in the Mercedes pit wall right now. Really would not want to be there. It was fair, clean racing. As I said, he looks like he's hooked it up on the curb. He's put his power down a bit too much, and the cars just went right. Oh! Venom gave Nexus a very lovely. I think it was Nexus or was it Dervon? Gave him a very lovely kiss up the backside there. Gabix has retired.
I mean, let's take a moment to appreciate Brandy. We've got a VSC on track currently, but Brandy up into 4th place.
Yep, and I see where the VSC is. It's down at that hairpin. It looks like Gabix just went straight on and head-butted the wall, ending his race.
Typical Scotsman move.
You've got to do it every so often.
The birders kiss.
the Glaswegian kiss.
Yeah.
Sprudel Dude in chat with that Let's Go Nexus. As I'm following Ghost, as he's decided he's going to take the long way around. Greg in 13th. He's just doing his thing at the moment.
So as we're underneath these this safety car currently, Chaz is still with a drive-through penalty. Expect that time to be added on to the end of this race. Oh, somebody's just spun round. There's a Red Bull just spinning round at the end of the... No, it's not a Red Bull. Somebody's just lost their front wing.
Yeah, I was trying to follow who that was there.
A collision between the Venom and Dorasab.
Dorasab is round. Oh no. We've got yellow flags everywhere. There's wings everywhere. There's more yellow flags everywhere.
Yeah, I'm on board with Venom. Venom's lost his front left end plate. He had a massive collision with Dorasab there. Lucky that both of them didn't spin round. It did look like it for a few moments.
Sean collecting the wall as Dorasab gets past him. Yeah, it's Dervon Nebaan who is missing his front wing as he just goes straight through the chicane.
He is indeed.
10-second time
penalty for corner cutting. That's a massive penalty for corner cutting.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have any downforce. He's got no wing.
Oh, we got a Red Bull around again.
Another one?
Dorasab round again.
And a time penalty for collision with Sean. This is chaos. A slight bit of water and this Grand Prix has just gone upside down.
The current leader on penalties is Nuclear Nipples with 30 seconds. Then we've slightly Oh! Nexus is out of the race. Along with Dervan Belen. Both of them out of the race.
Dervan Nebaan and Nexus coming together, is it? I haven't seen it. Oh, right down at the chicane. Yes, you're spot on. Both cars just sat there. A DNF from Nexus. Never thought I'd see that.
I didn't see it either. Sadly, I just seen it pop up on my timing screens that both of them had been disqualified from the race. Sean with a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Nuclear Nipples advancing his lead on penalties with a 5-second penalty for something else.
In chat, Hondor98, I think with a bit of a chat curse this time round, he said Nexus greatest of all time. And then he goes for and next, Nuclear Nipples, just to add to these time penalties, gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Dorosab is obviously having a wee bit of a iffy with the Prima driver. I'm sure. I think he's stuck at. My God, how many more penalties is Nuclear Nipples going to get before he's disqualified for literally having all the penalties?
Well, if it was a race against penalties, then he would be winning currently. He's certainly
there you go.
He's been disqualified for multiple penalties.
Already said it.
Way to go, Paddy, for the commentator's curse. That's unbelievable.
Called it. So we are down to 11 drivers on track. We have lost Nexus, Dervan Nebaan, Gabix, Scott Armstrong, Nuclear Nipples, and Gusto was Black Frad for the start of the event. This is crazy. Craig's in 6th.
I was literally about to say exactly the same thing. Craig, 6th place, 0 penalties.
And no damage. Mr. Consistent.
Brandy, 4th place, with a 15-second time penalty. Chazza, 3rd place with a drive-through penalty, which is going to equate in these conditions to probably about 20 or 30 seconds.
Yep. Craig, if everything works out, could
Craig
come
could
for a
finish
podium.
4th here. I don't know. Sabs would have to bin it. I think Sabs is in the best position there to pick up that podium position. But a 4th place for Craig, I think he would be ecstatic with that.
That'd be over the moon, wouldn't he? And well deserved. Just for consistent driving. Sometimes in these conditions you don't necessarily need to be fast, you just need to be consistent. The interviews are going to be hilarious as well. I have a feeling after this one we will do some brief F2 interviews. We normally don't do them, but I think we should after this.
Oh, I agree with you on 100% here. This race has been absolute carnage. This is what I hoped the first race would be. But obviously the wet conditions have aided us in seeing this spectacle.
I mean, what is this going to do for the Formula 1 tomorrow if we get a wet run tomorrow evening? It's going to be nuts.
It's going to be perfect. And I want to take this opportunity while we're under the safety car here to thank all of the viewers for joining in and watching us. If all goes well this evening, we should be affiliates with Twitch from tomorrow's stream onwards, so people can start to subscribe as we see Chazza going wide there at turn 1.
Yep. Cold tires.
But yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and supporting us here, following us on Twitch and YouTube. You've all done amazing. It's only 2.5 weeks in, and we're already nearly at affiliate stage. So
yeah, big
from
hats
tomorrow,
off.
hopefully you can support us even better by subscribing and stuff like that, and making the spectacle that we can provide you even better.
Hondo 98 is now following. That was the first time I've got to see one of those notifications come up. He got a big Kimmy thumbs up, so thanks very much for that one, Hondo. As you said, yep, as of tomorrow at the end of this stream, we should have hit all the affiliate ranking marks. Couldn't have done it without you guys, so serious hats off to you all. We really do appreciate the support the channel and the league itself has gained in under 3 weeks. It's been a phenomenal rise, and you know, hopefully we can only get stronger. The racing's been hella entertaining, you know, guys in the chat, fantastic. Roxy Sloth with Boandy, let's go.
Yeah, Roxy, I think that's Brandy's girlfriend there.
The one that knows more about Formula 1 than he does.
Well. He's got a 15-second time penalty though, so he's hoping that this safety car comes in soon. On lap 8 of 11, this safety car seems to be wanting to just win the race itself.
He's obviously done more laps than anybody else, so you know, driver of the day, safety car.
Indeed, yeah.
The rain does seem to have eased off slightly, not by much though, so
yeah, the sky's looking a little bit blue when you get a chance to view it from these onboard cameras. It is looking a little bit blue, but again, we're on lap 8 out of 11. If it comes in at the end of this lap, we're only going to have 2 laps, of race conditions. I don't see the grid changing very much.
I see one driver who's going to have a big advantage here is Craig, because he's been so far behind. He was 30 seconds behind at the start of the safety car. He's now put himself within 4.5 seconds of Sabs. He's managed to put his foot down for quite a bit of this. his tyres will be nice and toasty, and I'm hoping the safety car comes in at the end of this lap, which will give us 2 laps of racing.
Yeah, as we enter lap 9, I would hope that the safety car comes in. There's nothing out on track to obstruct it, so I don't understand why we're still under safety car conditions. There are quite a few drivers that have pitted and that are still trying to come up to the back of the safety car, but we should be go now.
We should be going, yeah. I think it was just clearing up the 2 cars, that of Nexus and I believe it was Dervon Nebaan, from the bottom of the chicane. I think it was quite a big one when I saw the pan round from, I believe it was Ghost I was on board with, and they pan round the chicane. Both the cars were quite heavy into the barriers at the bottom there, so that'll be why. As Venom gives Craig a little kiss on the gearbox just for good measure. Venom obviously is playing the Let's Get Points Grand Prix, or penalty points.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a massive prediction here.
Oh, go on then.
I'm going to say Chazza and Brandy 1 and 2.
Yes, but also no with the penalties.
Yeah, the penalties are going to be an issue, but across the line, Chazza and Brandy 1 and 2.
I'm going to stick with how it is. Marky Gamey has had a good race. He's not put a foot wrong, and he has led well. Lord Nelson, again, he's been consistent. He's kept behind Marky. Those 2 are going to have to serve their penalties, and unless they can pull away heavily from Sabs and Craig...
safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's all right. We called it. I'm thinking it's going to be Marky Gamey, Lord Nelson, possibly Sabs, then Chazza and Bwandy.
Lord Nelson,
oh, no.
5-second penalty, severe collision with Chazza.
That has just put Craig right in the mix. If he could just stay consistent behind these guys and not drop off too far over the course of 2 laps.
Craig and Sabs are sitting there looking at podium positions. With these amount of penalties, they are both sat there with podium positions. The only person in front of them without a penalty is the leader, Marky Gamey.
This is going to be interesting as they start winding up now to get going. 2 laps remain in this. Well, that's been a fantastic race, the F2 Hanoi sprint race. I wish we could do it again.
Can we not do it again? Can we not do it again?
And we are green flag racing. Craig with a little bit of a slower start. He's lost ground to Sabs. Venom right behind him.
I'm watching Chazza going up the inside of Brandy there. Was that Brandy going up? Yeah, Brandy was going up the inside of Chazza there. They had a little bit of contact, but they're still both on the circuit.
Just going to continue following on board with Craig. Venom is pushy. He's got a better exit out of this one. Venom does have penalties, but that was a much cleaner exit than Craig had. Craig's not giving up though.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Chazza takes a little bit of a corner cut there, slows himself down. Brandy just loses the back end going into this tight section here. They're pretty much 50-50, and we've got Sabs right on the back of the 2 of them.
It is, with 3 cars going up. Marky Gamey is totally pulling away with this one. Blaine did go into the back of Craig slightly there, but he's looking to try and get past now. Remember, there's no DRS, it's just using the slipstream as Craig is being awfully defensive. He's taking up the entire middle of the road. He's not letting Blaine pass without a good push.
Chazza's gone off track. He's come back on. Brandy is right alongside him. Yellow flag in sector 2. I believe that was for Chazza going off track. They're still side by side. We've got Stabs right behind them as well.
Craig down to 9th. He's had an accident.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, unlucky for Craig. He was doing so well. Dorosab at 8th is wing damage, but yeah, let's follow this leader. There's bits of wing flying everywhere.
Brandy is in 3rd place currently. I believe he would hold that position from Chazza wherever they both end up, because the drive-through would last longer. Chazza is in the pits for his drive-through penalty. He must have had to have served that before he got disqualified then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we have Marky Gamey with the fastest lap with a 2:04.5. He's running away with this one with Lord Nelson. Final lap here of the sprint race, F2 sprint race at Hanoi. It's been a fantastic wet weather Grand Prix. The rain is now backing off. I don't see much on track, but this has been pretty much 7 laps behind the safety car. Every so often they're allowed to go again until they misbehave. And
Let's throw this out here. I'm looking at the penalty screens, right? Lord Nelson has a 5-second penalty. Sabs, currently, commentator curse time, has 0 penalties. He's 5.4 seconds behind the leader. Sabs is there, sat on a 2nd place finish.
oh, has Doris Sab run out of fuel?
Sabs has just overtaken Brandy as well to go into 3rd place on track.
Doris Sab's going really, really, really slow. I think he might be out of fuel.
One moment, let me have a look on the screens here. Yes, he has.
He's run out
His
of fuel.
fuel light is solid red. He has run out of fuel on the last lap.
Ghost has spun round, lost another part of his end plate.
Craig is flashing red light on fuel. Craig is running low as well. Chazza, the same. Sabs is also starting to run low on fuel. He's dropped down to 6th. What happened to Sabs? He was in 2nd place.
He's lost some end plates, so he's been in the wars. Oh, they're all getting a bit touchy-feely here on the last lap. This doesn't bode well. You can't get that many cars through there as Blaine and Sabs are having oh, he hits the wall big time, does Sabs.
They're all running low on fuel from my gauges here.
Craig's run out of fuel.
Flashing red.
Craig is out of fuel.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Craig's solid red fuel indicator there.
How have they managed this under the safety car?
Yeah, well, you can't, unlike Formula 1, put it into lean mode, so...
Lord Nelson, 5-second time penalty, added to his 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, he didn't come into the pits for his drive-through penalty after crossing the line, so...
Yep. Congratulations to Marky Gamey on the win of the sprint race. That was a fantastic one. Chassa got a time penalty on top of his time penalty. Down in 7th.
Let's see how he got an unserved penalty there. He came into the pit lane, did a drive-through.
He did a
so
drive-through, but he didn't do
strange.
he didn't do his 5-second stop go.
Ah, that'll be the one then. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely amazing result for Sabs there. New guy to the league.
Yep.
Had a little incident at the end of the of lap 10 and has still managed to finish 3rd place. Blaine in 4th.
Yeah, he'll take that. He'll take that, especially with the scuffles at the end. Venom 5th, Blandy 6th. Good to see him actually get a good result at the end. I'm noticing pretty much none of these cars have any end plates left on them. Craig finished in the pits.
Craig finished in 8th.
Yep, and he finished in the pits
solid
as well.
Points right there.
Well done, Craig. Good on you. Ghost 9th, Doro Sab with a 5-second time penalty, rolling over the line with no fuel.
Let's just take this opportunity to say great race to everybody that took part in this, because to even finish this race in those conditions, I mean, we're dry now, but at the beginning it was absolutely atrocious. And we've had quite a lot of DNFs and DSQs, but absolutely unbelievable to keep it on the track on this kind of circuit with the walls so tight.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's been some fantastic racing from the boys this evening. It has been a hell of an entertaining race to watch. As just on board with Sean as he's coming round to finish it all out of fuel.
Andy, who would your driver of the day be?
It's a close one. I'd say consistency-wise, Craig had a fantastic effort this afternoon, but Marky Gamey out of nowhere. But there you go. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that as my driver of the day. Congratulations to Craig.
Has come up with driver of the day. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. But I'd also put Sabs up there as well for that drive in the sprint race there. I would put him a very, very close second. Yeah,
definitely a good toss-up between Craig, Marky Gamey, and Sabs. As I said, Sabs very, very, very good race. He kept coming back. He wasn't backing off. Craig, captain consistent. He did well, really, really well. He just held his own. But Marky Gamey, solid drive from the front, didn't put a foot wrong. A fantastic, fantastic effort. As we can see, penalties galore, but that is the way of motor racing, I suppose. A fantastic result from everybody. Thank you all for turning up this evening.
Marky Gamey, welcome to the live stream, my friend.
Hello.
How did you feel after that race win?
Well, yeah, pretty nice. Don't really know what to say. Yeah.
It just all come together for you, didn't it? Everything
Yeah.
panned out exactly as you could have hoped for, and you've come away with a race win in Formula 2.
Yeah. uh,
He can't believe it that much. He is lost for words. It's perfect.
yeah.
I mean, from the chaos of turn one, you kind of just sat out in front. You held a very solid race. You did spend a lot of it behind the safety car. Were you comfortable just sitting, watching the back of the safety car and enjoying what was happening?
Not really. The safety car was going 200 kilometers an hour down the straight, so it was really hard to keep up with it. And then sector 3 was just slow, but it turned out alright. Some people didn't even make the queue, I believe.
That's right,
I
yeah.
know that.
There were some guys that were almost a minute behind.
Yeah.
Did you suffer, like everybody else, low fuel at the end of the session? Because a lot of
Yeah.
drivers that were running out of fuel, which I found surprising behind the safety car. Was nobody, lifting and coasting into corners to save fuel, or?
Yeah, the first safety car, I was just quite out pushing it because it was going really fast. But after the second safety car, I was just driving slowly, saving a lot of fuel. And the drivers behind me apparently not.
Well, you've ran yourself a very consistent race. You've had an accident-free race. You've got the points and a fantastic effort. So a big congratulations to
Thank you.
this evening. And we're looking forward to see you next week for round 3.
I hope so.
Hopefully some good results and maybe a little bit more rain for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, very well done, my friend.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much for joining us. So, who have we got up next?
I'm gonna drag up Chaza.
Hello,
Hello.
Chaza.
Well, that race was an interesting one, to say the least. Hopefully you guys had an enjoyment watching the more safety car laps than there were racing laps.
To be honest, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Even
As
though
a driver, I think there was a couple of discretions going around with that wet race.
you mean bumping into each other under the safety car.
There's stuff like that, and then well, partly one of the problems which I think I was up the pack a lot of the time in the safety car. I think one of the main problems was some of the slower drivers were keeping the safety cars out because they weren't catching up enough to let the safety car back in. So we had blocks of like 5, 6, like it must be like 4 or 5 laps of just safety car flat at like 21 hour, which cooled the tyres down to at least like 45 to 50 degrees.
Well, it was entertaining for us in the box, and for those viewing on the stream, we thought it was fantastic. Now, Chazza, talk us through your jump start. You seem to be getting quite good at those.
I only jump started one race.
I know, but you're getting good at it.
No, literally, my A button on my controller literally is pressed all the way down, just disconnected. That's why I jumped forward and then braked. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I wasn't expecting it. I guess that's the reason I jumped forward and then braked, because my A button just went completely. I was like, oh, and then that got me the drive-through, which I couldn't even serve for half the race. I didn't even come in for it.
Yeah, half the race under the safety car was a little bit insane, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then well, luckily in the first, I had a drive-through in the first race as well. Me and Nexus both had a drive-through.
Yep.
Which was caused by our deltas being plus 1.5 seconds under the safety car. For me, then coming into turn, I've done a Pacific turn. There's no sector 2 up onto the that rolling hairpin.
Mm-hmm.
And then literally for it to go from 1.5 seconds down to minus like 400, like minus I think it's 400ths.
Nexus
literally
was
just
stupidly fast in a straight line. It was dumb.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually dumb.
Yeah, no, because that drive through near full, I still got seconds somehow, because I think it's because everyone didn't really enjoy Vietnam. But no, I do just want to say to Nexus that he was a monstrously good driver, and in that dry race, like.
Yeah, he got massively
drive.
unlucky there with a little bit of contact towards the end of it, and it ruined his race.
Like, he span going around after that long straight, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he had a collision with one of our German drivers, and they both ended up in the wall, which caused the second safety car.
So the Spain's. Because I did wonder, because I then saw him kind of just drop down the field. I was like, oh, I didn't, because like he spanned but stayed in like fifth. I was like, oh, he's recovered from it, and then just disappeared. In which I presume that's when you said he span around.
Yeah, so going back to race one, I don't know if you guys were kind of on board, since we've got both of you here, obviously with Blaine joining us in the box now. Gusto, did you guys see anything that happened with him?
Gusto, I'm trying to think.
He's the guy that got black flagged for dangerous driving on both sessions.
No issue. I didn't see him once at all through the whole race. I haven't seen him once.
Well, I'll tell you what. Tell you what, boys, watch back the stream for race one. You'll see all about it, and you'll wonder why he got black flagged on both events.
What was he doing?
He was ramming drivers out the way and causing multiple incidents.
In ping pong.
He was ping pong, yes.
Well, I hope you guys did do the Hello Veitnam, because that
I did.
Oh yeah, there we are. Yes.
I don't know if it was picked up though, because apparently if I shout too loud, my microphone doesn't work.
Yeah, it cuts out.
Was it just
On the good side though, boys, scored my first point.
Yeah, well done, Blaine. Welcome to the stream, my friend.
in the wrong season, but yeah.
In the wrong championship, but nevertheless.
Yeah, you got demoted from Formula 1 to F2, so you actually get to finish a fucking race. My language.
And that'll be a 5-second time penalty on you, silly, for your language.
Oh no!
Yeah. My apologies there, ladies and gentlemen. I apologise for my language, but Blaine can't finish a race, but he's managed to finish one today in F2. Well done,
Out of
Blaine.
pure consistency, I didn't crash once.
The funniest thing was, me and Blaine, we were laughing so much because under the first safety car, basically we kept like I jumped from I think it's like 8th to like 4th in the safety car because when you go too slow, the safety car's like, no, they're out of the race, jump ahead of them. So I just worked my way up the grid literally under a safety car.
We did notice that, and we did mention that
he did
during
it to
it.
me
Like, oh,
as well.
Chaz is going up and up and up.
Yeah, because literally, I come onto the straight, everyone was slowed down. It literally said something on the screen, pass this person, they're out of the race.
But
So
you
I just
slow down
passed
to
them.
warm your tyres up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then literally, I tapped Blaine very slightly. It got me wing damage, which was a bit annoying. I tapped Blaine when they that Marco person, I think it was, the person that ran the that Marky gave me, I think it is, when he backed up the whole grid after the safety car went out. And I slightly tapped Blaine, and we both got 5-second penalties. which
Unbelievable.
I
To be
think
fair,
the amount of 5-second penalties that went around in that race. Oh.
Mate, there were some collections going on. I think, some people were just out there for penalty collection instead of point collection. It was mental to say.
I'm seriously surprised that race didn't get red flags, to be honest with you.
Yeah, join the club. But you know what? It was a great.
You guys were fans, is it?
It was a great spectacle to watch from our point of view. Obviously, kind of unlucky for yourself playing at the end there. It was a perfect kind of battle between you and Chazza, and then something had happened, and you ended up just going backwards.
Did someone tap me from my back end? I'm sure I got contact from the back that spun me round.
I saw it on the
I did.
stream, but I can't remember.
I think it's about the first race when you disconnected and I got past you.
Oh, to be fair, that was such a sick race, the first one. Disconnected, managed to come back and get third. I was quite happy with that.
You know the one thing I will say about that race is that race proves how on a dry track, like when it was the first race, how close the racing can be.
Yeah.
The racing at first race was brilliant.
And it was unbelievable, yeah. We were sat here waxing lyrical about it. It was such great racing by everybody, and we both thought, me and Paddy both thought that we'd have multiple safety cars in the dry race, and we had one VSC in the feature race, and that was it. So unbelievable driving to everybody on the field today.
Yeah. No, I want to say well done to the race winners and both of them. Like, well done, good luck. Or did I say good luck? Good luck, GG. I'd say good luck. I really do just want to say well done to Nexus though, because Matt Mann was quick and just so unlucky in
That guy
both the races.
drove the bollocks off that car, like, and he got so unlucky.
He was due
both
some bad
races.
luck though. To be fair, wasn't he?
Yeah,
you
like,
guys are both.
Yeah,
You guys are both. You guys have both had some bad luck in the Formula One races so far. Nexus has managed to get away scot-free. So
I've not had any bad luck yet. Don't jinx it.
I think all the bad luck's gone on to me, to be honest with you, Chad. Hey.
are you hoping for some more bad luck for Nexus tomorrow, where the points really matter for you two boys?
Definitely.
Nexus did such a good race. I hope he crashes next race.
Yeah, like genuinely, the guy can drive and he can drive hella fast. I've been talking with him on and off track, and he can drive hella fast. And to be honest, like if I need him to DNF 1 or 2 races this season for me to just jump up a bit, or
I'm also annoyed when he beat me in qualifying. Which I was so annoyed.
Well, we thought that, you'd like a couple of minutes to go. Chaz sat in the pit lane with his cup of tea, like, I've got this, boys. And the Nexus comes past, start finish straight, like, I hate you with everything I have.
No, the worst part was though is that like I was saving the mediums and all that for the like the last race. Because you have to reuse qualifying tyres, and it went and rained, didn't it? So no point even saving the tyres.
Oh well.
no.
Anyway, boys. We're going to have to cut this interview a little bit short. We still have a couple of more drivers to go through. Thank you very much for chatting with us. It was a pleasure to watch you, and a fantastic race from the both of you. And I hope all the best for tomorrow as well.
If you hang around in the chat room afterwards, me and Paddy will be up there in a few moments.
I should say, well, thank you for everyone watching the stream. Hope they did enjoy it. It was a fairly fun stream. Thank you too for commentating, and yeah, we'll see you. Well, me and Blaine will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you very much, boys.
Indeed, we will.
Yep. Hopefully a better race. See you later.
Yeah. So next up, we will bring in, I think he's still kicking about, Dorosab. Yep, he's up in the chat room. We'll bring him in here quickly if possible.
Welcome, Dorosab, to the stream. How are you doing, my friend? Congratulations on your position.
Mixed feelings, what a first race, but the second race was so chaotic. I have never saw a race like that, I think, since I started racing in leagues, but
yeah, race 2 was eventful. Talk us through the events of race 1 first of all. You had a pretty good race there. There were obviously some major incidents as well in race 1. I don't know if all the drivers saw them. They were quite back down the grid. Did you see anything about obviously a few incidents, or were you too far up the field at that point?
Actually, I saw a lot because I was at the good position at the good moment. Usually, you say you are at the bad time at bad moment, but for me it was the opposite during this race. First of all, I took a different strategy from everyone. I think I was the only one to put soft at the beginning because I thought a safety car was likely.
Yeah, you was indeed. You made that decision to go onto those soft tyres. You was the only one in the field to go onto the soft tyres. Everybody else was on the mediums, and you made it work. And a first place finish, that unbelievable. We were just as shocked as you that we had no safety or full course safety car in race 1.
But the VSC was for me a great chance because I was P4, I think, at the moment, and I was like 2 seconds behind the third guy. I don't remember who it was, but Marky maybe. And I saw that the first 2 guys took a drive-through, and then they touched each other. One of the guy made his way to the field, and he was able to continue the race, but the other guy spun, and then the third guy, Michael, he just bumped into the car who were spinning at the moment. So two car with drive-through, the third one got his with damage. So it was for me a very lucky moment since I got net P1, and then I had to manage my fuel and my race to avoid mistakes to make it through the line. So yeah, quite lucky. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you had it on TV, but I saw it from my eyes. So I was like, oh shit, I have to I have to pass and make my way.
Apologies for the language there. Let's try and keep this family friendly, please, Doro.
Sorry.
No swearing. It's no swearing, dude.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
It's quite all right. The excitement's from both races. Obviously, you had a fantastic result in race 1. Race 2, probably not what you were looking for. There was a few accidents there. The rain, mostly racing behind a safety car. Talk us through race 2, will you?
Yeah, I was hit by someone first corner, so it just broke my wing. So I had to go to the pit. Then after boxing, I was like P14, I guess. Then I made my way through the field, and I think guys you have the evidence on the Discord, but I was hit by one of the crazy German guy, if I can say like that, and then it destroyed my wing again. And then after that, I had no grip, no tire hit, so I spun like 3 times. I don't know. My mind was out of the race. But yeah, race destroyed by 2 guys. So I don't know what to say.
Yeah, really unfortunate. You look like you're on for a good result, especially after the first race. So unfortunate what happened there. I think there's been a few complaints raised. This is something that's going to be looked at, as well as the incidents in the first race as well. So yeah,
we're on about the German guy there. Apparently, he's already left the league, so that shouldn't be an issue.
Well,
maybe they were only there to troll the one race, and then I don't know, but
it looks like, unfortunately, because it's not fun to ruin everybody else's races. And as we said during the stream, we've started off so well and extremely professional in the way that everybody drives, and it's really great to watch you guys drive like that, very close, but without any problems. So obviously tonight was a bit of a shame to see what happened, but you made it to the end. That's what counts. You had a great result in race 1, and not the best result in race 2, but you ended the race, albeit with no fuel, but you still ended the race.
I knew like at lap 6-7 that I could not make it to the end with the fuel, because I changed my traction for the wet race, and when you put complete traction help assistance, if you put the throttle too strong, then it will lower your fuel faster than usual. So I made a mistake, but I will know it for the next race.
Yeah, a lot of people were learning that in F2 there today. Obviously, in F2 you don't have the low fuel modes. You can't change your fuel modes. So to be able to manage your fuel under a safety car situation, a lot of people have learned a lot of lessons today. Yeah,
but on safety car, if you I don't have a wheel for myself. I just have a joystick, and if I take off the assistance on traction, I mean intermediate, it's okay, but no assistance, it's almost impossible on safety car, because the tires went cold, and then very difficult to keep the car. So that's why I put some assistance, but it didn't work with the fuel. Whatever.
Oh, well. That's it.
You didn't change the race also.
That's it. It's something you learn, isn't it? And you can take it forward to the next wet race that we will have, no doubt, in this season. But thank you very much for joining us this evening, Dorosab. Again, congratulations for race 1.
Yeah, thank you guys for the organization and the stream. I will watch it definitely, and see you next week, or maybe on Wednesday on the D2 league.
That's
I don't know
right.
if it's stream or not, but.
We won't be streaming because we get to race. We get to play.
We'll see you on track.
We'll see you on track. Yeah. Thanks very much for joining us, Dorosab. Have a very good evening.
If you hang around in the chat room, Doro, we'll be up there in a few moments.
Okay.
Yep. We're gonna bye. Thank you very much. We're gonna grab one more driver for this evening, Silly, and it'll be Craig. Just want to get a couple of words from him. He's probably very excited.
Yeah. One moment. I'll grab him for you.
Lovely stuff. It was great to hear from Dorosab as well.
It was indeed, to see how his point of view of the race unfolded.
Yeah, he's a nice driver, as Dorosab. He's very gentle, very calm-spoken. Obviously, things didn't quite go his way on race 2.
Not in a negative way, but a midfield driver winning an F2 race. And I don't mean that negatively.
I'd say he's upper midfield. He's quick. He's not
Yeah.
as quick as the others, but he's quick and he's consistent. So, yeah, definitely a great driver to look at.
The better strategy played out.
Yeah, exactly. And joining us now, our last interview of the evening. Now, remember, no swearing, family-friendly show, Craig. It's Craig. Welcome along.
Good evening.
Talk us through race 1 first of all. You must have seen what was going on with the accidents around the first couple of laps. I believe you were involved in them.
I was involved in about the first 2 or 3 corners in the formation lap, but before we even got to the actual main first lap of the main featured race, every corner is as if nobody was slowing down. It's just hectic from start to finish, all the way around. Nobody. I'm lost for words at the minute because I get drive ready in the sprint, so I'm still kind of hyped at the minute. I'm trying to have my moment.
So, Craig, let me ask you a probing question here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Why in the sprint race did you box with about 3 laps to go? You were sat in 6th place and on for a solid point finish with the people in front of you having multiple penalties. Why did you make that decision to go and change a set of tyres?
It wasn't a decision as to make a change of tyres. It was a bit of a technical issue on my end. Hence the reason I had to quickly pit and then give me the opportunity to kind of stand up, go and do what I had to do, then come back and then quickly get back out on track. It was unfortunate that I had to pit. I think I lost maybe 2 or 3 places in the mean the pitting, but
a little bit of advice. A little bit of advice then. If you've got a technical issue with yourself and not the car, just press escape and the car auto drives. Stand up and do your thing. You lost 6 seconds in the pit lane there unnecessarily. You can literally just press escape and the car auto drives for you.
I mean, at the end of the day, I enjoyed the race. The featured race, it was okay, maybe not so much. For me, I think I preferred more the sprint race. I don't know why I preferred driving in the rain. I just preferred it. The fact I could drive for the day just makes it all that bit better.
Yeah. You were consistent in the rain. I think you were the only driver that didn't have one of 2 drivers that didn't have penalties.
Yeah, my own teammate had I think he had a time penalty in the main featured race. But yeah, other than that, it's been a great night.
Yeah, driver of the day for the sprint race. That's got to give you some confidence going into next weekend's race.
Definitely. I'm still sitting here like a Cheshire cat. Big stupid grin on my face. I mean, fair enough, I came 8th and I might have came last in the majority of my races, but hey, I get driver of the day. What are you going to do about it?
Oh, brilliant! It's glad to see that you've enjoyed yourself, Craig. As I said, fantastic second race. You were right and consistent. I mean, obviously you're still working on the pace, but compared to last week, you've improved massively. We're all watching it, and congratulations on the driver of the day.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Yeah, more than welcome. And with that, I think that's going to be us for the driver interviews this week. Silly. It's now on to tomorrow night for the Division 1 for F1 in Hanoi.
It is indeed. And after this session, I mean, how much are you looking forward to tomorrow's race? Are we going to get rain? Are we not going to get rain? Are we going to get safety cars? Are we not going to get safety cars? There's so many variables there to provide insane racing quality. I'm so looking forward to it. Can we go to bed already and just wake up and it be there instantly?
Yeah, I want it. I want it. It's I can't wait. I actually cannot wait. I don't have words. I actually don't have words about what tomorrow's going to bring. It's going to be chaos. If it's raining.
It's hard to comprehend. I mean, we've seen a dry race today and a wet race today, and the wet race was arguably the better one out of the 2 of them, just from a commentator's standpoint, because it was so insane. But the dry race was brilliant as well. It was nip and tuck between a lot of drivers. Everybody was managing the track insanely well, which we didn't expect. And we go into tomorrow in Formula 1 cars, which have a lot more grip, a lot more downforce. we're going to see a lot faster times. Yeah, I'm enthralled as to see what kind of times these boys are going to set and how many instances we're going to have.
Yeah, completely agree. It's going to be. It's something that I can't. Oh, I'm struggling to get the words together here. I can't judge what's going to happen tomorrow. Anything can happen. It's Vietnam. It's a tight, twisty circuit. The weather's going to play a massive role in this one. But either way, rain or shine, it's going to be a fantastic racing experience. I think the boys are going to love it out on track tomorrow. And, I think the audience, as well as ourselves here commentating, are looking forward to what is going to be a fantastic third race in the ORL Season 1 league.
Yeah, hopefully everybody tunes in. If you're watching this on YouTube, we'll be live on Sunday, the 7th of February at 7 p.m. GMT. So do your Googling and find out what time that is in your time zone. That'll be for qualifying and then the race. Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable. We've got the Ferrari boys, which struggle to finish races on easy tracks. We've got the likes of Vade, Octopus, who hasn't shown all week his pace on the Vietnam circuit. We've got Octopus, Venom, Hayes, not Hayes, sorry, Nexus, that's the one, yeah, and Goblin, Scotty. Those top four all fighting for the championship at the moment, all super consistent. Can they carry this on in tomorrow's race? That's what I'm going to be looking forward to viewing tomorrow.
That's exactly it, and I hope everybody here who's watching the stream is looking forward to watching it with us. I've just had a notification through my email as well. We have hit the affiliate mark, so a further thank you to everyone who's following and supporting the stream. All our social media platforms, the YouTube videos usually go up 24 hours after the event as well. We couldn't have done this without you guys, and this community is growing because of you, so massive thank you. Keep the support rolling in. We're going to keep the content coming. Yeah, I've got no further words for this one. Thank you all very much, and we will see you tomorrow for the Hanoi F1 Grand Prix.
Peace.
Peace. Good night.